Mainly clear and cool tonight, a low of 45 inland, 54 near the lake. Sunny and beautiful tomorrow with a high of 71 near the lake, 75 sunny degrees inland. It's currently 66 degrees in Milwaukee. At 3:01 from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is asking for insight from former justices about a possible impeachment of State Supreme Court Justice Janet Protasiewicz.
The Assembly Speaker tells Wisconsin Eye he will not rule out impeachment. This after Governor Evers vowed to reject a new, what he called bogus, GOP proposal to have maps drawn by a nonpartisan group.
I asked former members of the court to do a review and an analysis of the process.
Vos wants Protasiewicz to recuse herself from any lawsuits involving legislative maps because of comments she made during the campaign. What does he expect from this panel of judges?
I do believe we'll have something back in the next week or two.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Impeachment also a hot topic in the nation's capital. Reactions pouring in from Washington today over House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's decision to open an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Many GOP senators saying they'll wait and see what the evidence is uncovered before a decision is made on what to do next. ABC's Jay O'Brien is in the Capitol. He's got more.
The reality is right now, McCarthy does not have the votes in the House GOP conference to pass an impeachment inquiry if it were to be brought to the floor for a vote. There is a relatively significant number of moderates as it relates to his slim House GOP majority who have said right now they're looking at an impeachment inquiry skeptically. Others of them have said they want no part in an impeachment inquiry.
Members of the Wisconsin Republican congressional delegation voicing support for the inquiry, with Representatives Tom Tiffany and Derek Van Orden telling the Journal-Sentinel that it's necessary to uncover all the evidence, both saying this will help the committees investigating the Bidens by expanding their abilities, but stopping short of saying they'd vote to impeach. Senator Ron Johnson echoing this sentiment, Johnson claiming his investigation in 2020 with Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley into Hunter Biden's business dealings was undercut by agencies refusing to hand over information.
Volleyball is coming to Fiserv Forum for the first time, and the Marquette women's game versus number 1 ranked UW-Madison at 7 p.m. today is set to be the most attended women's sports event in Wisconsin history. Marquette senior volleyball player Carson Murray telling TMJ4 News.
So I'm just excited, that we'll be able to put it on a big stage. I think a lot of people think no one really cares about women's sports. In reality, people love women's sport. They love, the community that it builds.
All seats are sold out with a crowd of over 17,000 expected.
Well, pop star Olivia Rodrigo is coming to Milwaukee. Rodrigo's Guts World Tour will play Fiserv Forum March 16th. It's a Saturday. Last year, Rodrigo played to a sold-out rave, Eagles Ballroom. Registration for tickets runs until Sunday.
The first-place Brewers are a season-high 18 games above 500, back on the home field tonight for Game 3 of a 4-game set against the Marlins. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news. Packers running back Aaron Jones not practicing today due to a hamstring strain.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 3:04.
This report is sponsored by Creative Planning. Give your wealth a second look. CreativePlanning.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at CreativePlanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
For the last 16 years, we've been hosting private tours throughout the city's most delicious eateries, iconic breweries, and cultural neighborhoods. I'm Teresa from Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Let us plan your next team outing on our Brady Street lunch tour. Kick off your besties bachelorette weekend with a Bloody Mary brunch or on our super fun tacos and tequila tour. And celebrate your next birthday on our famous pizza bus tour. Schedule your next outing with a private bus or walking tour at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at geistdoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geist at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at geistdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist. Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 6 to 18-ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay party-size snacks, 2 for $9. 14.5 to 15-ounce selected varieties Red Gold tomatoes or sauce, 4 for $5. 4 to 6-count selected varieties Dannon multi-pack yogurt, 2 for $6. 14.01 to 33.5-ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle pizza, $5.49.
Let's see, spices, cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
Greg in for John for another day. Brian Goddard was in for a couple of days. We say thank you to Brian. We welcome in Denise Thomas, 101.7 The Truth. Truth be told, you hear it every morning. Hello, Denise.
Well, hello, Greg. How are you?
I'm well. Welcome back, by the way. It's been great to have you in our studios each and every day, but now joining me alongside the show.
Yes, and I'm so excited to be back because it's been a while. I mean, I host the TMJ Nights with Dr. Ken Harris, the Truth segment, every Sunday, but to be here prime time from 3 to 6, 3 hours with my brother Greg. It's going to be a great rest of the week.
Yeah, no, we're going to have a lot of fun today. Happiest States in America. Our travel secretary, Ann Sayers, is going to join us at 4:38. Mark Tauscher, Packers Hall of Famer, will join us as well. So we are loaded up, including a few stories that we're following today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
All right, Denise, where do we begin?
Well, I'm glad to know. I can go in whatever order, right?
Sure.
I'm glad to know that the manhunt in Pennsylvania is over. I don't like knowing that a convicted murderer is just walking around.
Right, so if you're living out in Pennsylvania, what are you doing if you know that this dude is on the loose, the convicted murderer who escaped from prison and has been out for 12, 13 days?
Yes. What would I do, or what would I have done if I lived in Pennsylvania, not left my house?
Exactly.
But even then, it's like, do I have enough security? You know, are the doors strong enough to where somebody couldn't break it? My heart goes out to the people in Pennsylvania, and I'm glad to know they can finally have peace, because that's a lot to deal with.
Well, yes, he has been found. Danilo Cavalcante, a convicted killer who escaped from a Pennsylvania prison nearly 2 weeks ago, is in police custody. This is amazing. Tactical teams have been on the loose or on the search for him for a couple of weeks, and they used heat-seeking technology to find him. There was a weather disturbance that prevented them from really honing in on their heat-seeking technology, so they had to wait a few hours. Ultimately, they were able to subdue him as he tried to flee police custody. A dog was sent after him, bit the guy, so now he's got a bite wound from a German Shepherd, but he is under custody and will likely never see the light of day again outside prison walls.
It's over. Did you see the picture he had on a Philadelphia Eagles like gray hoodie.
Yes, but
and
that
he
was
had
not
blood.
his, right?
Yeah,
He got
no.
that from somewhere, somebody's
Exactly.
house.
And then he had like all kind of like blood on his face. It wasn't the greatest picture, but to your point, he's captured after escaping from a prison in Pennsylvania 2 weeks. Later, he's captured, and to your point, he will not see the sight of daylight.
No,
ever again.
it looks like his sister is going to be deported as well. She sort of aided in the entire process once he got out of prison.
Stop.
She was
I
trying to
didn't
help
know
him
that.
out. He is a native of Brazil, where he's also a criminal. Cavalcante is convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend in a 2021 stabbing. More on this story coming up at about 3:38. What else do we have today?
So Pfizer Forum, it's not just for basketball. I never thought it was, though, Greg. For me, it's like an entertainment district.
Well, it definitely is, but it's the first ever volleyball match at the arena tonight between the top-ranked University of Wisconsin women's team taking on the Marquette women's team. This was put on the calendar about December of last year, and ticket sales were brisk, and there is not a seat available. Good luck if you're trying to find a seat that match. It's going to be a standing room only kind of thing. So
I love
UW, best team in the country. Marquette, a very good team. They were in the top 25. They've had a little bit of a slower start than anticipated. But a sellout for Marquette basketball games at Fiserv, about 17,500. You can get more people closer to the floor for a volleyball match. So they're anticipating about 18,000, which would be a record for a sporting event, a non-NBA Finals sporting event.
I love
at
it.
Fiserv Forum. This is going to be incredible atmosphere tonight.
I love it. Ladies are representing now. How does a volleyball game start off? Is it a tip-off? Is it a punt-off? Like, how do you...
Yeah, it's served from one side to the
Serve!
next,
Okay,
right? So
thank
you
you.
just kind of get the thing started and go back and forth.
I wish I could go.
I don't know if you saw this a couple of weeks ago, but the University of Nebraska women's team, they played a match at the football stadium. So they had over 92,000. It was the largest ever attended women's sporting event ever
Why
in
do you think
history.
that is? Why do you think that's happening all of a sudden? This newfound
I think it's great.
phenomenon. I think it's great too, but I'm just trying to understand, like, why? Why now in 2023 are women's sports being like breaking attendance records? Then, because the WNBA, for example, has existed, I would say, if I had to guess, like at least 26, 27 years. And college sports, women have always dominated in this NCAA. So what's the reason of this newfound like phenomenon and attention appreciation for women's
I
sports?
really think there are a lot of female athletes who are speaking up as to inequities. And this happened in the Final Four a couple of years ago during the COVID year. The setup for the women's NCAA tournament was very different than the men's NCAA tournament in terms of their facilities for training, post-match or game sort of opportunities for rehab and refueling. It was very different. In fact, the women couldn't even use the term March Madness until a couple of years ago.
Wow.
So
Didn't know that either.
There have been incredible inequities. So at 92,000 at the University of
I love
Nebraska football stadium. Amazing. Going to be about 18,000 tonight at Fiserv Forum. And finally, what do we have?
A strange sight over Lake Michigan today, and what could be regarded as a dangerous situation for boaters.
Did you see this? It's like a tornado barreling across Lake Michigan. It's called a water spout. So these have sort of popped up on Lake Michigan, and it's not common in the state of Wisconsin. If it is going to happen, it most likely will happen in August and September and even October when winds are cooling at a high rate. So what's a water spout? Well, it's created when a fast-moving pressure system pushes air across bodies of water. So it literally, as somebody put it to me earlier today, it looked like the clouds were peeing in Lake Michigan. Like it was a direct line from the clouds to
That's
the water.
a visual.
But this is dangerous. If you're on a boat and you get it's like a tornado on the water. So if it does hit land, it might be a rain event, but trees and everything is sort of going to knock it out of its orbit. But this is
Listen.
crazy to watch.
Craig, our ecosystem right now, nothing shocks me. I mean, when you start having sharks like swimming in areas that were traditionally like never ever filled with sharks, you've got abnormal season temperatures in places like Wisconsin where here it is. What are we in? The third week of September? No, the second week of September, and it's like 80 degrees outside. I mean, there's a lot of just abnormal things going on our planet Earth. But I think we should just take this time to really understand, like, are we treating Mother Earth the best that we can? Because these types of abnormal just weather occurrences, it has everything to do with climate change, but it also has everything to do with how we're taking care of planet Earth. So just a friendly reminder, that this strange sight is another indication that we got to do better.
Yeah, no doubt. Billion-dollar disasters are becoming far too much the norm.
Yes.
So all sorts of things going on here around the state and around the nation. We'll have Andy Field talking more about the escaped murderer captured coming up at 3:38. 3:16 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea for some radio programming for you. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin. We'll check in with communities and organizations from across Wisconsin for the best and brightest, the most fun spots around our state. This week we are joined by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino and also Elkhart Lake. Boy, are those both fun spots. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at noon right here on 620 WTMJ.
Where are we putting that money, and why are we putting it there? At Financial Strategies, you'll get answers to those questions to understand our approach. And the answers are going to be based on what we've learned about you. We're very engaged with our clients so that what we do for them fits their particular needs. But there are other things that we do that are equally important to the investment management portion of our services. I can't express how important it is to control the things you can control. At the end of the day, most investment managers will end up yielding similar overall returns. But knowing how to manage them wisely to avoid your nest egg being eaten away by the tax man, all legally of course, well, that's what I truly believe sets us apart. This is Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Are you getting ready to send your kids back to school? Griffin's Back to School Service Special has got you covered. We know you've got a lot on your plate, so let us take care of your car maintenance hassles. For just $129.95, we'll pamper your car from bumper to bumper. Our expert team will change your oil, inspect and rotate your tires, check the battery and air filter, and give you a complete multi-point inspection. But that's not all. We'll make sure you stay cool during those hot school pickups by checking your AC and even changing your wiper blades and keeping your view crystal clear on those rainy days. Get peace of mind knowing your car is in top shape while you focus on what really matters, your family. Visit one of 5 Griffin dealerships today and take advantage of our back-to-school service specials before it's too late.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
319, Debbie Lazaga has got a look at the roads. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Yeah, northbound 43, right about at Locust, the left lane is blocked with an accident. I know the last time I said it was southbound. It's actually northbound. And that's why we've got a bit of a backup right now. It's about 24 minutes to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road. That is a 13-minute backup. The southbound side, Brown Deer Road into downtown, is going to take you about 21. Those delays kick in just before Silver Spring and then stretch all the way down past Keefe. Westbound 94 filling in from about 20th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. By the time you get past Mitchell Boulevard, you are good to go into Waukesha County. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Well, it's going to be one of the coolest nights since June, with inland temperatures dropping into the 40s. Nice, clear, cool conditions tonight. Sunny and beautiful tomorrow with a high of 75 inland, 71 near the lake, 65 degrees in Milwaukee at 320. Greg Matson, Denise Thomas with you. It's Wisconsin's Afternoon News on a Wednesday. So Wallet Hub is out with their 2023 Happiest States in America. So here's what they've done, Denise. They have gone through and applied criteria with which to rank all the states in the country. So they examined the 50 states across 30 different metrics, ranging from depression rates to share of adults feeling productive to income growth, cost of living, unemployment rate. And there's also things like, overall health of your city. Or is there green space, right? Things that make it a happy environment. And it's not that all of these criteria would be the exact same for you and me, but I get it, right? Do I have a job? Is there income growth potential, cost of living, Do I feel like there's enough green space, restaurants, entertainment, things that I like to do to make me living in the Milwaukee area a happy decision?
I mean, we have beer, cheese, plenty of water. What else would you need?
But it's a good building block. That's for sure. That's for sure.
You had me at beer and cheese.
Right. So there's a 100-point scoring system, and no state achieved a score above 70. But I thought it might be fun to try and guess the top 10 and bottom 10, and then try and figure out where Wisconsin is at on this list.
Do you want me to guess?
The ones in the bottom really are not that much of a surprise to me.
Well, then let me close this so I could be.
But if you had to guess, right, if you think about happiest states in America, is there a state that just right off the top of your head comes to mind?
Texas.
Texas. That's very interesting. So Texas, to me, would be maybe middle of the pack. I just think about billion-dollar disasters like we just talked about and the amount of heat, and I'm scrolling
But there's
here.
like an influx of people from both coasts of the country that are moving to Texas.
There's space.
Yeah, there's
no doubt about
definitely
that.
space. There's employment.
Cost of living is reasonable in many parts of Texas.
And depending on your tolerance of heat, like for mine, it's pretty high. I prefer to be in warmer, if not hot climates.
Okay.
So for me, it would definitely start with Texas. I'll tell you who would be on my bottom. Me personally, unhappiest, like the unhappiest state, New York.
Okay, very interesting. Now, it's when you think New York, you're probably centering on New York City, right? Is that where you're starting?
Yes. Maybe I probably shouldn't do that.
So upstate New York is gorgeous, right? It's not that it's cheap by any stretch, right? But it's just a totally different lifestyle.
But the weather isn't that great either. See, I like sun.
Yeah, I don't know how much different it would be. I'd be curious to see, like, upstate New York and Wisconsin. Just how different are their climates overall?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see how you've done so far. So Texas ranks number 39 on the list.
What?
39. So down the list.
Are you serious?
And New York is number 16. So where Texas ranks...
New York ranks higher than Texas?
Where Texas ranks very low is community and involvement, number 50 on the list. There is no sense of community apparently in Texas.
You don't need to. Everybody's making money winning.
Everything's bigger, including personalities. The number one state on this list is Utah, which I find a little surprising. I think it's beautiful. There are some gorgeous areas of Utah. It's a little backwards in terms of its laws, but community involvement and environment ranks number one. Think about all the state parks. So environmentally, Utah is just stunning, especially Southwest when you get into Zion and Arches State Park,
What
Bryce
about
Canyon.
Wyoming?
Just absolutely
Where does Wyoming
gorgeous.
land? Because I would think that if Utah's number one, then Wyoming's probably not that far behind.
So my guess is that Wyoming will rank fairly high in terms of, environment. Again, we're talking about wide open spaces. But all the other criteria that go into effect here, Wyoming ranks number 36 overall. They do score relatively high with community and environment, but the work environment in Wyoming,
There's not a lot of corporations.
There might be more animals than people, right?
There's not a lot of corporations that are transferring their business.
That checks in at number 26. Number 2 on the list, happiest states to live in, is Hawaii. And they score at the top in terms of emotional and physical well-being. People tend to be in a good mood if they're in Hawaii.
The first time I visited Hawaii was during the pandemic, and they made me what was the term that they used? Self-quarantine or what was it called?
Did you have to isolate on your own when you were out there?
They forced me to.
Okay.
And that was the first and last time I visited Hawaii, so I'm good on Hawaii.
Okay. So
it's going to be a no for me, dog.
There's no doubt about that. So where does Wisconsin rank? Wisconsin checks in at number 19 on this list. I'll tell you how they scored. They scored 19 in terms of emotional and physical well-being. Winter may have something to do with that. They score number 13 in terms of work environment. So there are jobs available and decent enough wage, apparently, married with the cost of living. It's a tolerable environment that way, checking it at number 13. Where Wisconsin ranked lowest was number 32, and that was in terms of community and environment, which I thought was a little lower. That was a little lower than I expected.
I do too. We've got a very sophisticated ecosystem. We have, both big universities like UWM, UW-Madison. I'm not big of an expert in that area, so let me just meet the list where it is.
Sure.
And I'm proud that we made the top 20.
Yeah, I think that's a good number.
I think that's a great number.
That's a really good number.
To be number 19, because the list did go on down to, 50?
Went down to 50.
Yeah.
Number 50 on the list. the least happiest state in the United States?
It so makes sense to me.
West Virginia.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They are dead last in terms of work environment, emotional and physical well-being, and their sense of community involvement ranks number 33. Louisiana is number 49 on that list. Tennessee, interesting, is number 48.
Tennessee's number 4.
That's a little lower. I would
Man, Nash Vegas. That
Right?
alone should have put them at the top 15.
Nashville's a wonderful, wonderful city. But
I'm looking at my home state, Indiana.
Middle of the pack?
It's number 40. It should be
number 40.
Should be 100.
Okay, good enough. The happiest states in the land, Wisconsin checks in at number 19. 326 on WTMJ. I'll get you a market update coming up in a moment. The latest from ABC on a convicted murderer found in Pennsylvania coming up at 3:38.
When it comes to sharpening your investment and retirement strategy, the Annex Wealth Management Navigating the Markets presentation is a must. You're invited to join our senior leaders at any of 4 upcoming events. What are the headwinds for portfolios in excess of $1 million? Will the long-awaited recession actually happen? How does today's economy fit from a historical perspective? And most importantly, what can you do to calibrate your portfolio? Navigating the Markets is fast-paced, interactive, and packed with perspective from the Annex Investment Committee of experienced professionals, including PhDs, CFAs, and CFPs with the knowledge and skill to help with what's next. Navigating the Markets takes place in Mequon on September 26th, Madison, October 3rd, Brookfield, October 5th, and Appleton, October 10th. These premier events are complimentary and open to everyone. Complete details and sign up at annexwealth.com/events. Reserve your spots soon. Seats are limited. The American economy is at a critical juncture. Join us for Navigating the Markets from Annex Wealth Management.
Quick check of the markets here. The Dow finished down a little over 70 points, closing at 34,575.53. Good day for the NASDAQ, up nearly 40 points to close at 13,813.58. S&P 500 also up today, 5.5 points to close at 4467.44. Get financial help and assistance from a fiduciary. Visit annexwealth.com.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Visit Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options at their September 13th Ice Cream Social and Open House. RSVP or schedule a tour at harwoodplace.org.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Your top story, impeachment, still an option.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We still have an issue northbound 43, the ramp from Locust. The left lane is blocked with a crash. So 24 minutes To get from downtown to Brown Deer Road, 13-minute backup. Northbound on 41, backing up out of the Zoo Interchange all the way up past Mayfair Road. Southbound side's going to be slow from Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. And the southbound on the bypass going to be slow from the Zoo Interchange all the way down to about Lincoln. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mainly clear and cool skies, a low of 54, I should say. Thursday, sunny and beautiful, a high of 71 at the lake, 75 inland at 331. It is 66 degrees in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is asking for insight from former justices about a possible impeachment of current state Supreme Court Justice Janet Protasewicz.
The Assembly Speaker tells Wisconsin Eye he will not rule out impeachment. This after Governor Evers vowed to reject a new, what he called bogus, GOP proposal to have maps drawn by a nonpartisan group.
I asked former members of the court to do a review and an analysis of the process.
Vos wants Protasewicz to recuse herself from any lawsuits involving legislative maps because of comments she made during the campaign. What does he expect from this panel of judges?
I do believe we'll have something back in the next week or two.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Leaders of the United Auto Workers Union are considering targeted strikes against each of Detroit's 3 automakers if they can't reach an agreement by a Thursday night deadline. Locally, in the short term, that could mean higher prices and limited parts availability. Mark Baker co-owns M&M Complete Car Care in Milwaukee. He tells TMJ4 News the impact the strike will have on his business.
We'll go out of business. Not only that, a lot of people that's working will no longer have a job. So it's kind of hard to keep this business going, and these strikes going on, and it's hurting production on parts and things like that.
Union members are seeking higher pay, better retirement benefits, and a switch to a 4-day work week. A line of storms moving over Lake Michigan this morning, causing some water spouts to form over the water, visible for many people in Milwaukee County earlier today. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson telling WTMJ conditions were perfect for the weather phenomena today.
September actually happens to be one of the times of the year where we see the most water spouts out on Lake Michigan. Difficult to predict. We have to have the right ingredients lining up at the particular time, and this is what's happening out there this morning.
You can see photo and video of this morning's waterspouts on WTMJ.com or by texting the word SPOUT to the Old National Bank Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. The conversation continues today over the future of the Mitchell Park Domes after Tuesday's Milwaukee County Board Committee on Parks and Culture meeting went over the costs of each future path for the property. 1017 The Truth, Dr. Ken Harris telling Wisconsin's Morning News the property presents an opportunity to return the site to its past glory.
We've pissed money away on stuff that we didn't need. This is a chance to build an iconic structure on the south side in a neighborhood that we keep complaining about crime. Now you can revitalize it.
Costs discussed on Tuesday range from a $6 million demolition of the 3 dome structures to a $70 million site revitalization plan. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 3:34.
There's a race going on inside your body, and sometimes the bad guys, otherwise known as arthritis, get there first. That's when the joint pain kicks in.
Your healing process is just too slow and just can't catch up, and it needs just a little bit of help from QC Kinetics.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a QC Kinetics medical director.
We all know that you can heal yourself. If you get a cut, it heals on its own. Your joints are no different. We can take the healing properties from your blood, concentrate them down, and put them in the spot that you need the help. It's amazing. Your body can heal itself.
At QC Kinetics, that's called regenerative medicine. No surgery or steroids, just lasting relief, the natural way.
The fact that we can treat them without surgery, but using their own body's natural healing process, without medications, without steroids, without surgery, it's just amazing.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, John Mercuri here for Town Bank. Town Bank, I've been with Town Bank for more than 10 years. I just trust the teams at Town Bank. How often do you check your savings account and wonder if you're saving at all? At Town Bank, they view banking differently. They want to see you grow your savings account by providing the best CD rates. It's time to stop banking the same way and time to start earning more. Your finances, they know at Town Bank, are a really big deal to you, so make sure it's a really big deal for your bank as well. Town Bank offers the latest and greatest CD rates. Call them today to ensure you get their best rate. Town Bank also knows when you're working toward a financial goal that every little bit counts. When you open a Total Access checking account at Town Bank, you get free ATMs nationwide and a $300 sign-on bonus. This is my checking account. I love it. It's so convenient when I travel. Town Bank, part of the Wintrust family of community banks. To learn more, visit townbank.us. It's townbank.us, or stop by your local Town Bank branch today. Town Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Town Bank is Wisconsin's bank. It's Town Bank.
Listen to The Fix-It Show this Saturday morning in the 7 o'clock hour with special guest Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. Chris will discuss and answer questions about basement problems and solutions. Accurate Basement Repair serves all of southeastern Wisconsin with comprehensive, cost-effective basement repairs, including foundation restoration and waterproofing. Check them out online at AccurateBasementRepair.com and listen to The Fix-It Show this Saturday starting at 7 a.m. with Accurate Basement Repair's Chris Mancuso.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Well, a wild story over the last couple of weeks that we've been following here. A fugitive who escaped from a Pennsylvania prison just days after being sentenced to life without parole in the fatal stabbing of his ex-girlfriend, captured this morning in Pennsylvania. Danilo Cavalcante, found hiding in a large pile of logs, is about 30 miles away from the prison facility he escaped from on August 31st. This wild story has finally reached a conclusion. For more on how it happened, how authorities were able to find him, we welcome in Andy Fields from ABC. Hello, Andy.
Hey, guys. This guy wasn't particularly good at not being spotted because there were a whole bunch of spottings of Danilo Cavalcante, and so they had narrowed the search down. They had actually kind of cordoned off that area, and it was a DEA heat imaging technology in a plane that picked this guy up in the woods somewhere. As you mentioned, he was hiding under a pile of logs. It's interesting, they used something like this. Remember the Boston Marathon bomber? This was a number of years ago where the person that they thought had done it, they had tracked this person down with similar technology, and he was hiding.
He was in a boat,
a tarp,
wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a tarp and a boat along one of the rivers there. It's pretty amazing technology. It doesn't work very well when it's raining, and it's been raining a lot lately, but it cleared up enough for it to work. They found the guy. I think they had some canine units go and basically he was trying to resist. The dog, I think, bit him, took him down, and they were able to capture him without any other person being hurt. We've all seen the video now. If you haven't, go online because it's pretty extraordinary, of him escaping the prison, where he basically crab walks up a wall. He puts his back against the wall. He puts his feet up against the fence and literally crab walks his way up the fence over some razor wire and out of the prison, which apparently is a big issue in Pennsylvania because now there's all kinds of investigations being called for why weren't these things inspected, for escape risks and such. So it's more than Cavalcante is in trouble for this right now.
Well, it's an amazing story, and Denise and I were talking about him walking away in handcuffs. I mean, it's not just a police officer or two that was with him. This was a full-on SWAT team, so they had multiple people armed trying to find Cavalcante. And then he's wearing a Philadelphia Eagles hoodie. That is not the outfit he left the prison on wearing. So he had to find clothes from other people's homes. Like, he was 30 miles away from where he started. He was doing his traveling at night. It's just a creepy situation to have this guy on the loose and going into homes and taking stuff.
Well, not only that, but it just goes to show how many homes are fairly easy to break into. I don't know that he actually broke any windows to get into these houses. A lot of people just leave their doors open. And he was able to get in there. We were told yesterday that he had taken a shotgun from one of these homes, or at least the police thought he had. So which explains the whole SWAT team, because they thought he may be armed and they might face some deadly fire. I don't think that happened, but I'm not sure. But the bottom line is the guy's been safely returned to prison, and I'm guessing he's not going to get out anytime soon, since he is serving a life sentence for murder here in the United States. And I think he was wanted for murder back in his native home as well.
You know, what I find interesting is, you know, he did a lot during his escape. To your point, he stole a gun. He even stole a van, drove it about 25 miles. Then he abandoned the vehicle. And my thing is, the history of escaped convicts, they always eventually, based on my recollection, get caught. What is the purpose of escape? Are you thinking that you're just going to escape and no one's going to find you? Has there been any comments from this convict that
they don't always get caught? And some of them have managed to vanish into ether. There was someone that used to work with people I know in Arizona, who was charged with murdering his entire family and then escaping. And he was on the FBI's wanted list for maybe 10, 15 years, and they still haven't found him. So I'm not sure what happened to him. I think he was a Navy SEAL, so he had some pretty good survival skills. He could have just died in the woods and a bear ate him, for all we know. But the fact is that sometimes people do escape and they're not caught. But as you mentioned, it is very rare.
Yes, and I'm glad that he was caught.
Yeah, thankful in this case. Andy Field, ABC. Thank you for your time today, Andy. We'll check in again soon.
All right, guys.
3:42 on WTMJ. He is back. He is in studio with us, our celebrity chef friend Adam Pavlik from Egg and Flour in Bayview. Another edition of Football Food Picks. What have I cooked up for Chef Adam today? And what will my score be? Sam, you keeping track? I was 8.3 last week. It's up next.
Hey, Wisconsin, winter is right around the corner. Get your house ready before the cold hits. WTMJ's Jeff Wagner here for Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase, brought to you by senior real estate specialists Bruce and Jean Nemovitz, Hair Construction, Current Electric, Outdoor Living Unlimited, and Kohler Services. Join us every week to discuss ways to weatherproof your home here on News Radio 620 WTMJ. If you can't catch us live, visit Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase under Features on WTMJ.com.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Relive the glory days of Las Vegas with The Rat Pack is back. Returning to the Pabst Theater Saturday, January 27th. It's all glitz and glam when the big band swings into town. Featuring music from Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Dean Martin, as well as their trademark swagger. You'll feel like you're there in the Sands Hotel Copa Room. The Rat Pack is back. Tickets on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics are in-network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and there have been thousands of patients that have received our pain relief treatment with zero out-of-pocket expense. Our FDA-approved treatments we'll use to remedy your pain are precisely guided to its root, to provide inflammation and cushioning relief to alleviate pain. What ends up happening is you begin on a pain maintenance plan, and how committed you want to be to alleviating your pain is up to you. But at the least, you can see us semi-annually to annually to, in many cases, significantly reduce pain in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Traffic sponsored by Weniger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Visit pressureisoff.biz. Weniger Compressor carries high-performance, top-of-the-line compressors. Many offer a lifetime warranty and 60-day return policy. Contact Weniger at pressureisoff.biz. Traffic and weather, it's 3:45 on WTMJ. Then it's Football Food Picks with Adam Pavlik. Debbie's got to look at the roads. Hi, Deb.
Hey there, Greg. All right, southbound on 43, going to be a 22-minute ride. Pretty much what we've been expecting. A little slow from about, I'd say, Bender Road all the way down to about Locust. The northbound side, solid out of the Marquette all the way up past Locust, where we have an accident with the left lane blocked. 26 minutes downtown to Brown Deer Road. The other heavy spot is going to be northbound 41, slowing down out of the Zoo interchange pretty much in all directions all the way up past Mayfair Road. It's going to be 31 minutes to get from the Zoo to Highway Q, so you want to give yourself tons of extra time if you're going to be heading through that area. The westbound side of 94, your usual backups, 25th Street out through the Stadium interchange. Incidentally, northbound 41, I'm going to keep an eye on that. I think there might be something going on right about at Mayfair Road. I see some lights on the camera, so just be careful as you're heading through there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, going to be cool tonight. Very comfortable, though. Fall-like temperatures in the 40s if you're inland. A chilly evening, but clear skies. Tomorrow, sunny and beautiful. 75 inland, 71 near the lake. It is 65 degrees in Milwaukee at 3:47. All right, he's back. Our celebrity chef friend, Adam Pavlik, is in studio. He owns and runs Egg and Flour Pasta Bar in Bayview. Celebrity chef, Hell's Kitchen Season 19. Super Chef Grudge Match winner on the Food Network. We liked our segment so much last week, Adam, when we had you in to do the Chicago dog. We'd have you back again this week. We're going to do it on Thursdays moving forward.
Yep.
But here we go.
Every Thursday, 3:45.
But it is Packers-Falcons week, which means we had to come up with something very Southern for you today. But first of all, the cuisine of the South. When you think Atlanta, Georgia, food, things that people might be able to piece together when watching the games this weekend, what comes to mind?
For me, I think it's all over. I mean, your simple ones are just going to be like your, fried chicken, very Southern comfort food, greens and sausages, stews, gumbos, all that kind of stuff.
You're catering to Denise's needs here.
She's very happy right now.
Say it slower.
But, they do a lot of other things as well. They do healthy food down in the South. It's not all covered in butter and fat and stuff like that. But I like sandwiches, and I think you have a sandwich today.
I do have a sandwich for you today. We'll cool Denise down over there. She's digging the fried chicken idea.
Right.
So part of my thought process was okay, I couldn't make fried chicken at the studio. There's rules against that. But I wanted to come up with something that would be easy for someone to duplicate at home and would require some basic but fresh ingredients.
You're still going to score good? Is this going to be a 8-3 is hard to follow?
I don't know. So last week, Denise, we did a Chicago dog, a true Vienna beef hot dog, Chicago style, because the Packers were playing the Bears.
Don't I know? I was there. It was terrible. But yes, keep going.
Okay. I scored an 8.3 out of 10. So this is the idea.
Oh, nice.
We give the food to Adam, and he tests it and grades it.
And that's a rating to how it should taste and presentation. He did good.
That's pretty impressive. 8.3 out of 10?
We're not giving fake scores. He might get a 2 or a 3 one of these weeks. We'll see what happens.
I never asked when he said 8.3. I never asked if we were out of 10 or out of 100. So thankfully, we are out of 10.
That's very good.
All right, so I'm going to bring over to you a pimento cheese sandwich. This is very Southern. This is very Georgia. I'll bring it to you. You can talk about how it looks. If you're watching on the live stream on our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it.
I'm a pimento cheese pro. Fun fact, I know they didn't pay for this, but Bavette has the best pimento cheese spread appetizer. Crispy sourdough. Really good. So I eat it a lot. I've made it a lot. You're up for a big competition here.
Okay, so is it the spread or is it the bread that makes it?
It's both, but I'm looking over there. We'll see when you bring it over here, but it's about the spread. It's always about the spread. Here we go.
I'm nervous for you because 8.3. Come on, Greg. You got some big shoes. You look at that.
He cut it in a nice little triangle, stacked it on top, very diner-esque like. We'll get a picture of this real quick. Even put a little bit of arugula underneath for some color.
The visuals, so far, you're scoring very high.
It's a great year for arugula. Anyone will tell you.
I do like the ratio of spread in there. It's not a thin line. It's packed in there. I feel like this is kind of bringing me back to like the chicken salad sandwich days.
There you go.
All right.
You can have a slice too if you want.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, I'm eating one of those. You can have one.
Okay.
So you're taking the first bite. So I did nice fluffy.
You want to tell me what's in there first?
Yeah.
While I'm eating?
I'll walk you through it. So real nice, fluffy white bread. I did not want to go Texas toast. I just feel like that's too thick. You might get too much bread.
Okay.
But you can do an artisan bread. You can do anything you want, really. But I wanted a larger slice of bread that was nice and fluffy white bread.
This is
I
good.
think the bread is spot on. Now, as for the filling, so this is a made-from-scratch pimento cheese. So here's what I did. I did cream cheese, a block of cream cheese, 2-year aged sharp cheddar in a block that I grated, right? That's just the best way to get the most flavor.
You have to grate it.
And I also did a little Monterey Jack cheese out of a block because it's a real creamy kind of cheese. It's a great melter, too, if you're going to make a mac and cheese. So that was kind of my home run ingredients. I did a little Duke's mayonnaise, right? Duke's is very southern. And then it was all about seasoning and spices beyond the pimentos. A little 4-ounce jar of pimentos in there. I seasoned the little salt, little pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and I put cayenne in it as well because if it's southern, to me, it's got to have a little snap on it.
Yep. So my bite, you ready?
Yeah, you took a good, nice, solid bite. I liked
always
how the
do.
bread
This is
kinda...
not fake.
Okay.
You know, I want people to understand that I'm going to judge Greg. We are friends, but I'm still going to tell him like it is. And eat the food and not take a little nibble here. But so, a couple of things. Your spread, your filling, on point, really good. It's actually spicier than pimento cheese that I've had, where it's more so about flavoring and the texture. I like the spice in there. It's not overwhelming. If I eat the whole sandwich, you know, it's going to be lingering there and have some really good flavor. You had really good cheese, I would say ratio, where it's not like too much shredded, where it's like kind of falling apart. It's like a really nice spread on there. The only thing that I would change about this is I would toast the bread.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like texture-wise, it's so soft running through there. Or put some strips of bacon in there. What do you think about that, Denise?
I love it. I love it. I just don't eat pork.
Oh.
So maybe like turkey bacon.
Sure.
But yeah.
For texture, yes.
Yes,
but,
and the toast.
Or I would have no problem taking that same bread and toasting it off really hard.
Okay.
That's my only thing, just texture-wise. I'm going off of texture of everything just because it is soft through there. Flavor is really good. I don't think that that's going to hurt you a ton because the bread is soft, but in my world, serving it with charred sourdough or crackers or something, just because that is such a soft spread.
If you're doing this at home for the Packers-Falcons game, you might want it as a dip, right? You might want it with...
perfect, yes.
You could do a sourdough bowl if you want to dip it in. You could do crackers, something
100%.
like that. Really, really good.
Yeah, or you could slightly warm it. I know we were just talking about a dip that we were warming. This is obviously cold. That's the way. But if it's slightly warm, then you can... definitely make it a little bit easier to scoop and stuff like that.
If you want it cold, my reco would be to have the spread at room temperature.
Yes.
Then get it on the bread. Otherwise, you're going to rip your bread apart.
Yeah, of course.
And then put it back in the fridge if you want it cold. Now, I did not put the arugula on the sandwich. I thought it was a little more authentic to not do that.
Yes.
More
I
for
like how you did it straight up. It's bread, it's carbs, and the spread. And like I said, the spread, really good. Would pass for a restaurant spread, would be good. To put as a base of a sandwich instead of just like mayo or something. I'm happy with it.
And the score? This is where you give the score? You do wait.
Yes, I don't want to pressure him at all.
No. This is for the score. I can't back out on that. So, spread really good. Bread I would change just by toasting. This week we're going to go 7.6.
7.6.
That's so good.
So he liked the Chicago dog a little bit better than the pimento cheese spread.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm starving, so it's gone.
I'm not
murdered
comparing the pimento sandwich to the hot dog. I think just your overall execution, we can compare to each other, but flavoring really good. I would put that on a ton of different stuff, or just eat it with a bag of pretzels.
Yeah. So what else could that go on? You could put it on a burger. You could put it on a hot dog. You could put it on
fried chicken
anything.
sandwich. I think this is really good. You could do this if you got some egg roll wrappers and had it really cold and put it in the egg roll wrapper and fried it off or baked them if you wanted to go that route. Bases to a pizza maybe, or we'll call it a flatbread maybe instead of a pizza. But you could lay that down with some cheese and then put some bacon. I know, Denise, no pork, but
stay away
you
from
could
the
put
hog.
bacon on there, or you could put turkey bacon or something like that. But the classic way is to eat it straight up, you know, and to use really good cheese in it, because that's what's coming through the most.
I didn't want to bring anything peach related. I thought that would have been too obvious.
Too
or
obvious,
cliche,
yeah.
But that's
No.
a big deal down in Atlanta. I know that.
Yeah. Peach pie.
The Georgia peach.
Of course. Now,
I do really like that this is out of the ordinary.
That's what I was going to say. It's
Yeah.
very unique. I'm about to eat your sandwich, Greg. Are you
No, you're not going to eat that one. That one's mine. I'm going to eat that one. I'll make
come
you
on
another
now.
one.
Because it was really good. But
Well,
see, I'm not an expert like Adam, and I'm hungry. So it was good to me. I'll give you a 10.
Okay,
Just
good enough.
because
There we go.
Good
it
enough.
satisfied the appetite curve. But
I am
thank you for reminding us about texture.
I am very
course.
excited for next week as well because the Packers will play New Orleans.
Yes, I'm excited as well.
I am a little nervous. Now, Egg and Flour, the restaurant that you own and operate, you guys do some incredible things. You've got some great ideas, really, for your pasta bar. What's the latest with Egg and Flour? What's going on there?
Yeah, so I just want to let people know, now that we've gone down to our one location in Bayview, something that we're really pushing more and we want people to know is that we do heavy catering. We've never pushed it super hard in the past because we have so much stuff going on, but heavy catering, so corporate events, luncheons, birthday, all that. We do deliver, we do pickup. We also have been offering, we've done a few of these this year, as complete buyouts or using the space as a whole. So if you want to have a party in a private space or whatever, and you don't want to go as big as like an event venue or something, you can use our space. We are closed on Tuesdays, so that's a day for sure. But you can also do it on any other day than that, and we can make something happen. But catering and coming to check us out, we got new things going on all the time. Check out our specials on our Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love that stuff, man. Adam's Instagram is definitely worth subscribing to. Adam Pavlik, Egg and Flour, Hell's Kitchen, Super Chef, Grudge Match champion, our celebrity chef friend, who will join us weekly for our football food picks and a little football food talk. We look forward to it. Appreciate it, man.
That's right.
Thanks,
See you
Adam.
next
Just
week.
an overall good dude.
7.6.
Thanks so much.
7.6.
7-6.
7-6. All right. Try and beat that next week. 3:57 on WTMJ.
I'd been living with a snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me, saying that I'd snore so loudly that the walls of our house would cave in with each breath.
Fast forward only recently, when Jessica's snoring forced her husband out of their bed and into another room. It's a pretty common situation. We call it a sleep divorce, and that's not good. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent. After Jessica had a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, we found that her snoring problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty. It's a 20-minute procedure, and it works. You won't find it offered by Big Box Healthcare, but you will find it at Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available. You can hear more of Jessica's story at adventknowsjessica.com and take your first step towards breathing well so you can live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Generac Power Systems announces a new plant in Beaver Dam that will employ up to 400 people. Construction expected to start later this year on the factory that will make industrial generators. A contingent of area business executives gather in Washington, D.C. for the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce Milwaukee Night. They network with elected officials and hear updates on the Republican convention in Milwaukee. Toya Washington is back in the TV news business, but not on the air. Former Channel 12 anchor joins Morgan Murphy Media of Madison as a coach and mentor. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
To the best crew in baseball, this is for you. Join Brewers Fan Appreciation Weekend September 15th through the 17th. As a special thank you, enjoy buy one, get one beer on Friday the 15th. Gate giveaways all weekend, including 2024 Brewers ticket vouchers and a Fan Appreciation Night William Contreras bobblehead giveaway on Saturday the 16th. Grab your seats at brewers.com/fan appreciation.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My house is beautiful. It's been transformed. My wife is happy. Wisconsin Granite Design has one-of-a-kind custom slabs to choose from. They've got it all. Granite, quartz, marble. One of the largest showrooms in the Midwest. 2 to 3 weeks. That's the process from beginning to end. They did the work in our house. It was easy. They were there on time. They cleaned up, and we've got the best-looking granite in the neighborhood. Almost 80 years of experience. It's Wisconsin Granite Design. WisconsinGraniteDesign.com. A locally owned, woman-owned business. Wisconsin Granite Design.
Exergen thermometers are fast, non-invasive, clinically accurate, and available for medical and home use. Find Exergen thermometers at Walmart and Walgreens. Learn more at Exergen.com.
At Semper Fi, we work hard not to tarnish our reputation, and that's what will make your decision to work with us one you won't regret. You can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Craig Timber in Milwaukee is underway. And with a little bit of this.
Smoked out to left center field. Back goes Bellinger. Up into the stands. Yelich leads.
And a little bit of that.
In the air. Right center field. Weimer back. So is Frelick jumping and making a
The Brewers look to keep the good times rolling as they set their hooks on the Marlins in the Brew City. Our Milwaukee-Miami radio coverage gets underway beginning at 6 o'clock tonight. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4:02. I'm Greg Nansick. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News for Wednesday, September 13th. Your top story, consulting the experts on impeachment.
I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Debuts on the stage and court.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, still dealing with some big delays northbound 43. At Locust, we've got an accident in the left lane, so that's making everybody have to merge over to the right. Be extra careful as you're heading through there, but it's a big, long, slow crawl all the way back through the Marquette. On the southbound side, slowing down from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. We've also got a heavy ride on westbound 94 from 25th Street through the stadium. And northbound on 41 remains very heavy from Greenfield through the Zoo Interchange all the way up past Mayfair Road, where it looks to be an incident right underneath North Avenue as you're trying to make your way through there. Just give yourself a bunch of extra time. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mainly clear and cool tonight. Low of 54 near the lake, down to 45 inland. Sunny and gorgeous tomorrow with a high of 71 near the lake, 75 if you're inland. 65 degrees in Milwaukee at 4:03 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos asking for insight from former justices about a possible impeachment of State Supreme Court Justice Janet Protasiewicz.
The Assembly Speaker tells Wisconsin Eye he will not rule out impeachment. This after Governor Evers vowed to reject a new, what he called bogus, GOP proposal to have maps drawn by a nonpartisan group.
I asked former members of the court to do a review and an analysis of the process.
Vos wants Protasiewicz to recuse herself from any lawsuits involving legislative maps because of comments she made during the campaign. What does he expect from this panel of judges?
I do believe we'll have something back in the next week or two.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
A $400 million investment at Mayfair Mall over the next 12 years would create four 15 to 19-story apartment towers at the site.
According to the Milwaukee Business Journal, the city of Wauwatosa would provide nearly $58 million in city tax incremental financing to support the first of the 4 new apartment buildings. The project has been touted by Wauwatosa officials as a way to shore up the Mayfair Mall location with the addition of nearby residents who could shop there. The first phase could break ground in the first half of 2025 and would take about 36 months to fully complete. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Well, a big night expected at Fiserv Forum volleyball. Tonight, the Marquette women's will take on number 1 ranked UW-Madison, 7 o'clock tonight. It is scheduled to be the most attended women's sporting event in the state of Wisconsin's history. Marquette senior volleyball player Carson Murray tells TMJ4 News.
So I'm just excited, that we'll be able to put it on a big stage. I think a lot of people think no one really cares about women's sports. In reality, people love women's sport. They love, the community that it builds.
Now, the event is sold out with a crowd of over 17,000 expected.
Kosciuszko
An original musical debuting at the Milwaukee Rep tonight. Run, Bambi, Run traces the saga of Laurentia Bambi Bembenek from her time as a Milwaukee cop to Playboy Bunny to wrongfully convicted murderer. Milwaukee Rep Artistic Director Mark Clements tells WTMJ why a Milwaukee icon was the obvious choice to write the music and lyrics.
If you look at Gordon's writing, not just with the Violent Femmes, but with other bands that he's been involved in and his solo career, crosses over gospel, bluegrass, R&B, soul, rock, punk. You can't define them with one simple tag. And actually, in terms of the storytelling of this and the characters involved, and not Fitz shoehorning Blister in the songs, we're not using any Violent Femmes songs. This is all original music by Gordon Gaynor.
Tonight's show starts at 7:30.
It's the Brewers and Marlins tonight from American Family Field. Coverage gets underway following the 6 o'clock news. Aaron Jones not practicing today in Green Bay due to a hamstring strain. We'll talk with Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher coming up at 4:15.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 4:06.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
You've seen the brothers, the owners of Siding Unlimited's video commercial. You can tell that Eric and Aaron Brown are good guys. And I, as their friend and radio spokesman for about 20 years now, can add that they operate a great company. Their dad instilled in them the importance of integrity, truth and trust, reliability, knowledge, and strength. Quality products for sure, but it's their commitment to the installation that sets Siding Unlimited apart from other companies. Dad built a strong siding business. The sons added windows, doors, roofing, and decks. Siding Unlimited hires experienced American craftsmen to do the best installation of those quality products onto your house. Customers and industry suppliers testify to Siding Unlimited's work ethic and quality. Siding Unlimited's awards fill the office wall. Come see them at the unique outside-in showroom in Gerke's Corners. Just remember siding, then sidingunlimited.com.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
Looking to do something new with your savings? Get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.15% annual percentage yield. Whatever you're saving for, Old National is here to put your money to work today. Earn 5.15% APY with our 9-month introductory money market offer valid through September 30th, 2023. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 out on deposit at Old National as of July 31st, 2023 within 15 days of account opening. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
We're excited to announce our tent sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. All discontinued items have got to go, so we marked it down to move it out. Get discounts of 50 to 70% off on everything from sofas to side tables to entertainment centers. Quality furniture like this doesn't come at these prices every day. Stop into Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield and Highway 100 in Greenfield and help us get it all out. Sale ends soon. Do you love the simplicity and enduring quality of Scandinavian design? Then the tent sale at Ken Michaels Furniture is for you. Inspired by tradition and built to last, Fjords brings the best modern Norwegian furniture design to your home. Save 20% on these ergonomic recliners engineered with comfort in mind. Available with manual or power options. Stop into Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield and Highway 100 in Greenfield. Sale ends soon.
Hey, Sandy Max of WTMJ here. I've been telling you all summer about my friends at 3 Pillars. They are Wisconsin's top-rated continuing care retirement community, and they're located in a gorgeous nature-filled spot in the village of Dousman, smack dab in the middle of Lake Country. Continuing care means every facet: independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, and rehab. That means whatever you need, 3 Pillars is the best. And you deserve the best in your retirement. Learn more at 3pillars.org.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
Brent Manson and Denise Thomas with you until 6 o'clock tonight. Then it's Brewers baseball from American Family Field. Denise Thomas, Truth Be Told, the morning show on 101.7 The Truth. You've already had a long day.
It's been a very eventful day, but anytime I can be here at WTMJ, I'm always excited.
Much appreciated. Also happy to welcome in, like we do every Wednesday at this time, Tori Lowe, host of the Tori Lowe Show. Just got off the air, as a matter of fact. We're keeping you from going home, Tori.
Hey, look, I'm always privileged to come through 620 and see Denise. Hey,
I know.
Right.
I love me some
Get
Tori.
to see Denise today. Hey, that's
Tori's
powerful.
great people. I don't know if y'all know a lot about Tori, but if you haven't, Google him. He's a very powerful, unsung hero here in the state of Wisconsin and in Milwaukee.
Well, I think, Tori, you want what's best in the city of Milwaukee because it's a city that means a lot to you.
Of course.
And I wanted to bring light to a story that may have gone overlooked otherwise. Rufus King High School tennis coach coming back from a tennis match with his team. He's on the bus, gets off the bus. It's in the evening hours. It is dark outside. And on school property, walking to his car, all of a sudden a dude shows up with a knife. Wants his wallet, ends up stealing his car. The man's name is Marshall Martin. He's 34 years old, charged with armed carjacking. He was caught by police about 20 minutes after stealing the vehicle near 27th and Capitol. He was stopped at a traffic stop. He tried to speed away. It was a big whole chase and all that kind of stuff.
The whole thing just sounds desperate to me.
Well, it does. It's 34-year-old
The guy
man.
is 34 years old, over by a school, looking for something, some kind of. He only had a knife, and the thing is, he put somebody else's life in jeopardy.
And he did it intentionally.
Right.
Like
very
it was,
intentional.
it was like, I want to create this that you're experiencing. I just don't understand. It's one thing when, and by no means am I rationalizing violence or crime,
Right.
but we do have to understand the reality of when you, for whatever reasons, unbeknownst to us, have constantly lived in environments that do not promote your wealth, your health, and just your overall well-being. There's a level of desperation.
Right.
But now we're getting to the point where
he's putting other lives at risk.
Exactly. And he's a high school tennis coach. His name is Marshall Martin, the perpetuator, the alleged, stabber. He's charged with armed carjacking, fleeing, and eluding and resisting an officer. Again, Marshall Martin, 34 years old, of Milwaukee.
So what should happen to him, Tori? Because I did see
he
that
need to be prosecuted.
This cash bond was set at $20,000 for what it's
He
worth.
needs to be prosecuted. He needs to go through the system. He needs to get everything that he got coming to him. And the thing is, we can't harm innocent life. We can't allow innocent life to be harmed. That's my thing. My line in the saying is that innocent life. And when people think that they can tamper with well-to-do citizens or people that are out here trying to be productive and cause them some type of pain or harm or loss, I believe that you should be up under the jail many times. And like I said, this could have went all the way to the left. This tennis coach could have been assaulted, killed, caused great harm to his family, caused a tragedy. And I think that when we see things like this, we got to make sure that we're being watchful because of the times that we're living in. We're hearing that people are out here not being able to afford rent. Inflation is going up. People are struggling at a certain degree right now. And we just got to keep our heads on a swivel.
Mm-hmm. Because it will continue to get worse before it continues to get better.
See, and that's the unfortunate part to me. So I read this story, and my first thought is, okay, well, he didn't kill anybody, but it was certainly a violent sort of approach. Stole a car, went on a car chase, tried to evade police officers, and he'll likely be out on the streets.
Doesn't sound like he had a plan.
No,
it just sounds like
doesn't.
this was very random, but in his mind, he was probably out there, looking for something that was going to eventually cause somebody some harm.
And he was getting off the bus. The gentleman, the high school tennis coach, was getting off the bus with students when this occurred. So think about the trauma that was caused just by the students witnessing that and having to maybe intervene, assist. That's a lot for a high school. That's a lot for anybody, let alone a high school student. And this continues to perpetuate post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety. I can't now even feel comfortable sending my kids to school. Now I can't even feel comfortable sending them to extracurricular activities and coming home safely with their coach. That is all things that we have to also factor in terms of how this impacts students being able to thrive in their formative years.
The mentality.
And the mentality.
Right, doing a good thing, right? Playing tennis for their team, for their high school team, right? And a coach that's, got control of these children's lives.
This is an adult that's out here looking for trouble, mainly by a school.
Mm-hmm.
So ain't no telling what kind of mental health ideas going on with this guy. But at the same time, we cannot allow for innocent life to be harmed in our neighborhoods, and this is what we all got to stand against.
Well, my hope is that he is not free to be able to do this again anytime soon, but my worry is that the system will allow for that to happen.
And many times people are able to come out from doing violent acts. Many times when we talk about violent acts being committed in our community, I stand up against low bail for violent acts. But, we talk about low bail and things like that. Those conversations was coming up heavy last year. But I'm saying right now, we can't allow for people who have the mentality to be able to harm others violently to have low bail.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Tori Lowe, host of the Tori Lowe Show, 2 to 4, 1017 The Truth. We'll let you get out of here now, Tori. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
God bless y'all and have a great show.
Thank you, Tori. Always good to see you.
Hey, always great to be here.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher joins us next. Green and Gold Insiders on WTMJ.
Something fishy's swimming in American Family Field, and it's big. It's bad. Oh, never mind. It's just the Marlins.
The 3-2. Struck him out with a fastball. No hits through 9 innings.
Our Brewers Radio Network coverage presented by American Family Insurance begins tonight at 6:05. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ.
I am in love. Hi, all. Debbie Lazaga here, and I am loving my new retractable awning from Comfort Awnings in Burlington. You see, not too long ago, I was looking at my backyard, and yes, I was able to enjoy myself relaxing out there until the sun came out, and then, back inside. But no more. The guys at Comfort Awnings came right over, did some measurements, showed me all the cool things I'd be able to do in my backyard once I protected it from the sun. Cut to a couple weeks ago, and Ben and the guys came back to do the installation. And I am telling you, in less than 3 hours, they were all done and everything was cleaned up. And I have a new motorized retractable awning to relax under. I love it. And you can have that too. They have a great deal going on right now. $250 off awnings and screens until the end of September. Call them up at 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from one.
The choice of powerful engines to pick from. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Traffic and weather, it's 4:19. Debbie's got to look at the roads. Hi, Deb.
Actually, Greg, it's going to be me taking a look at traffic. Once I pull it up, we're having some technical issues with Debbie, but I'll have a look at your roads in just a second here. It's your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic, and we are looking at, looks like some delays on both ways on 43, and we have an incident on 794 westbound. The right shoulder is blocked on the Holland Bridge. Definitely something to keep an eye out for there. We've also got some slowdowns on 41, and I'll have some more details in just a second. 41 northbound from the Zoo to Highway Q is a 39-minute ride. That's about a 20-minute delay, so make sure to find any alternate routes. 43 southbound is slow as well, about a 12-minute delay from Brown Deer Road to downtown. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, filling in with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Clear and cool tonight. Lows in the 40s if you're away from the lake. Sunny and beautiful tomorrow, high 71 at the lake, 75 inland. A repeat on Friday with a high of 78. It's 65 degrees in Milwaukee at 420. Green and Gold Insider sponsored by your Southeastern Wisconsin Chevy dealers. Hey, that means it's time to check in with the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. Afternoon, Tausch.
Good afternoon, Greg. How are we today?
I'm doing well, man. I'm excited here. It's a first-place Packers team taking on a first-place Falcons team this weekend. The top 2 quarterback ratings, Jordan Love, Desmond Ridder, just like we all expected, Tausch, after week 1 of the regular season.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly how it's drawn up. And again, it's fun to say top ranked and all this other stuff, but I do think that what we saw on Sunday versus the Bears was about as perfect of a opening start and beginning a new era of football. It's everything that Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur would have hoped for when they made the decision to move on and go to Jordan, is for their team to put the effort out. And, I was thinking about it. Was there a game last year that was more complete, special teams, defense, and offense, complemented each other better? And the only one I could even think of was that Minnesota game up at Lambeau where they smoked the Vikings. Other than that, I don't know if we saw a more complete game. And the part that is really positive from a Packer fan standpoint is hopefully this is what this team's going to be. You're not leaning on one player like maybe you have in the past. You're looking at it more, how is this unit going to find ways to win games? And if you play as sound as you did in all 3 phases, you're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, very balanced. That stood out to me as well, because every component, every phase of the game really chipped in, right up. Special teams, defense, offense, all had their bright moments in the game. And the Bears stink, too, right? I think we can both agree on that. But it wasn't like a 17-16 game, like a squeaker, come back late in the game. Like, they kind of flexed, I felt like. The Packers flexed on their division rival on the road with 13 rookies playing meaningful snaps. That's pretty impressive.
No, there's no doubt. I thought that was one of the storylines coming out of that game, was how well that rookie crew, and being as young as this team is, you're expecting some ups and downs. And for a first game out where your nerves are going to be a little bit higher, I really felt like there's a lot of guys that made key contributions, whether it's Musgrave with a couple of nice catches or Jaden Reed making a few big plays. Obviously, Lucas Van Ness with I thought one of the key plays in the football game when Chicago was able to get in the red zone to make that sack of Justin Fields. I thought that was really impressive. So there's just a lot of things. We talked about the youth and the inexperience all off season, and you kind of question, well, how is this going to go? Well, for a first time out, these young players did not play like the moment was too big for them, and that includes Jordan Love. And that was one of the things I think you really took away from and thought, boy, that is a great sign moving forward for this team.
Did he do anything, Tausch, Jordan Love, that you hadn't seen yet that really caught your attention? I know he's got, very limited opportunities in regular season games, a few series during the preseason, but did he do anything or show you anything that you hadn't seen?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the most important part, because you look at his stats and, 3 touchdowns is great, and 15 to 27, I think you're going to want to be a little bit better completion percentage-wise. But what was the biggest thing for me is the biggest plays of the game, 3rd and 13, the big throw to Reed, the 4th and 3 to Aaron Jones for a tutter. What he did in big moments, that showed me a ton. That's what you're looking for, because at quarterback, you're going to have games where your completion percentage is higher and you throw for more yards. But what playing quarterback in this league is all about is making the big plays in the big moments. And, man, I thought he delivered on that more often than he didn't, and that was the most impressive thing that I saw from Jordan all day.
So have you ever been in the huddle, Tausch, where the quarterback's demeanor on 1st and 10 is different than it is on 3rd and 8 or 4th and 3 or when it's crunch time? Or have you ever looked at the quarterback and said, oh, boy, like, I don't know if he's feeling right here, right? Because with Jordan, it just seems like he's the same sort of throughout.
Yeah, I just, and this is part of the fortune that I was able to have with both quarterbacks, is that there wasn't a ton of change. The intensity level maybe would shift a little bit if it was a big drive in the fourth quarter and everybody kind of gets together like, all right, but it was always, there was never any doubt. Like, we just believed. And I thought that was what was so important about last weekend, is that you had everybody saying all the right things throughout the offseason, but you really need to prove it, and you need to prove it to yourself, and then you also need to prove it to your teammates. And the best way to do it the only way to do it is to do it on the field. You can do it in practice, you can do it in preseason games, but you go deliver. When it's 4th and 3, everybody's, oh, we can big play here. And when you deliver it, that belief just continues to go up, and that's the big thing about keeping a locker room together. And when you have tough times, which this team will have, you need to have that togetherness and that belief. And last week went a long way in kind of getting that done.
Well, and then you have to do it again, right? So then you have to put it on repeat. So now there is tape. Now people have seen Jordan Love. Now people have seen how much stunting the defense did. Now teams are a little bit more in tune with how the Packers are going to attack. So therein lies the chess match, right? It's on tape. How do you throw a counter punch when a team tries to punch you back?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the constant thing, because now defensive coordinators are going to get an idea of, well, this is what Matt LaFleur likes calling. How do you counteract that? And to me, it's going to be, how are you going to run the football? And if you can dictate to defenses what you're doing, it makes Jordan's job a lot easier. And that's why, Aaron Jones, what he did last week and his limited amount of opportunity since he was injured, how important he is to what this team needs to be. So, yeah, it's going to be – that's why I don't think – and I hope Packer fans don't think that it's going to look like that every week. There's going to be some times it gets tough, and people have your number. And, they run coverages that maybe you didn't expect, and you see some things that you didn't think was going to be drawn up. How do you react to that? And how do you react when you throw a pick and when you make those mistakes? It's all part of the evolution of being a starting quarterback, and everybody goes through it. I always keep, when people are asking, well, how's it going to go? What's it going to be? And you kept saying, well, don't expect it to look beautiful the entire time. Peyton Manning, who's one of the greats of all time, his rookie year, his first year as a starter, he threw more interceptions, 28 interceptions to 26 touchdowns. So there's good and there's bad. And last week, it was almost exclusively good. And I don't expect it to always be like that. But it was certainly a great sign that last week looked the way that it did.
What's going through your mind when you see Aaron Rodgers crumble to the turf at MetLife Stadium?
Yeah, I just felt sick. I think it was the fact that we're not going to be able to see him play all season. It's such a great storyline, and for NFL fans that enjoy watching real fun, meaningful football, I thought that it was just unfortunate that it played out the way that it did. And you hope that he's able to recover and get back out there, because he's had such a great career. You'd hate to see it go down the way that it did, but I would bet that he'll be back and he'll give it another run next year.
Have you reached out to him at all, Tausch?
I have not yet. I just think there's, I'm sure he is bombarded. It's a case where I think you give it a few days and just, let him know that you're thinking about him and that hopefully he's going to recover, because you go through these injuries. There's a process. You're going to grieve. You're disappointed, and he's got a lot of things on his plate that he's got to work through. Most importantly, figuring out what his strategy is going to be, when he's going to have surgery, and how all of that's going to look rehab-wise. He's got a monster challenge ahead of him, but knowing Aaron, I would think that he's going to be up for it.
Every Wednesday, we check in with the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. Appreciate it, pal. We'll check in again next week.
Sounds good.
Hey, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but QC Kinetics can help change your life and your quality of life. In fact, how do you like the idea of living again without that chronic joint pain and without drugs or surgery? That's right. Greg Matzik here to tell you about QC Kinetics, their advanced regenerative medicine. They'll take your body's own concentrated healing properties and put them right in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue that's causing all that horrible pain. Patient satisfaction reports are through the roof. And finally, there's a real alternative to the old ways of dealing with pain. And unlike surgery, there is no downtime with the QC Kinetic treatments. So if you have pain and it's constant, and it's in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, or back, give a call to QC Kinetics. There is a free consultation for you. Give them a call. Imagine this fall, moving around, doing stuff pain-free with the folks you care about the most. Give a call to QC Kinetics and let them do for you what they've done for so many. and let them teach you about how the latest advances in precision regenerative medicine can attack your pain and bring you that lasting relief. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yep, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
When traveling at 20 miles per hour, the average stopping distance is about 40 feet.
That stopping power is calculated in both thinking and braking distance.
And assuming you've got the thinking and braking part down, the only thing left is good tires.
Just Google Richlands to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 convenient locations.
And rest assured, we'll put you in the right tire no matter what sort of vehicle you drive.
Plus, every tire purchase that we install automatically comes with our free flat tire protection plan.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved.
And all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to install your tires.
So Google Richlands.
Or go to richlands.com.
And remember to be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for tire service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Your top story, a strike in Detroit could have impacts in Milwaukee. But first, look at your roads. We've actually got an incident coming in just a couple of minutes ago. 94 eastbound, the right lane is blocked at the ramp from 68th Street. That is due to a crash. We've already got a 10-minute delay from the zoo to downtown. It'll take you about 16 minutes. 41 is slow both ways. Northbound from the zoo to Highway Q is a 26-minute ride. That's about a 10-minute delay. You're also looking at a 10-minute delay on 41 southbound as well. And then 43 southbound, Brown Deer to downtown is as slow as it usually is. Both southbound and northbound are about a 10-minute delay from downtown to Brown Deer Road or back the other way. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 54. Tomorrow, sunny, beautiful, a high of 71. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, leaders of the United Auto Workers Union are considering targeted strikes against each of Detroit's 3 automakers if they can reach an agreement by a Thursday night deadline. Mark Baker co-owns M&M Complete Auto Care in Milwaukee. He tells TMJ4 News the impact a strike would have on his business.
We'll go out of business. Not only that, a lot of people that's working will no longer have a job. So it's kind of hard to keep this business going, and these strikes going on, and it's hurting production on parts and things like that.
Union members are seeking higher pay, better benefits, and a switch to a 4-day work week. A $400 million investment at Mayfair Mall over the next 12 years would create apartment towers at the site.
According to the Milwaukee Business Journal, the city of Wauwatosa would provide nearly $58 million in city tax incremental financing to support the first of the 4 new apartment buildings. The project has been touted by Wauwatosa officials as a way to shore up the Mayfair Mall location with the addition of nearby residents who could shop there. The first phase could break ground in the first half of 2025 and would take about 36 months to fully complete. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The conversation continues today over the future of the Mitchell Park Domes. 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris tells Wisconsin's Morning News the property presents an opportunity to return the site to its past glory.
We've pissed money away on stuff that we didn't need. This is a chance to build an iconic structure on the south side in a neighborhood that we keep complaining about crime. Now you can revitalize it.
Costs discussed Tuesday range from a $6 million demolition of the 3 dome structures to a $7 million site revitalization plan. Pop star Olivia Rodrigo is coming to Milwaukee. Her Guts World Tour will play Fiserv Forum on Saturday, March 16th. Last year, she played to a sold-out Rave Eagles Ballroom. Registration for tickets runs until Sunday. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley. Sighting Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 4:36.
Ready to ride?
Just let me get my flip-flops on.
Whoa, Mom and Dad are going for a ride without their protective gear.
Quick, grab the checklist. I'll grab the gear.
Just where do you two think you're going without your safety gear?
Yeah, you know how we feel about riding without your gear.
Well, it's so nice out.
And we're only going for a short ride.
Not before you put all this gear on, you're not.
But...
Riding pants?
Okay.
Check.
Motorcycle boots?
Bye-bye, flip-flops. Check.
Armored jackets?
Nice.
Check.
Riding gloves?
2 pairs. Check.
Last but not least, full face helmets.
Check.
Now you're ready to ride.
And you look cool.
All the gear, all the time. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov.
Be home on time for dinner.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has once again been voted the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all our loyal customers who voted for us, thank you. And to all who haven't been here yet, we know we have a treasure or two that will intrigue you. And at thrift store prices, you know you're going to get a great deal. And at the same time, you'll be helping us help others. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. Downsizing is an unfortunate reality of the corporate world, but there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. LAK Group can help, acting as your company's partner during outplacement and helping turn what is an unfortunate time for employees into one of opportunity. They help those affected find a new path and offer valuable guidance, turning an end into a beginning. Discover how LAK can help you with outplacement services at transformingcareers.com. LAK Group. Discover your human advantage.
Russ bought his first home in Wisconsin with a mortgage from Accunet when today's college freshmen were still in diapers. A few Friday mornings ago, Russ emailed saying he and his wife were ready to buy their forever home. And by 4 o'clock, we were all on a conference call with their real estate agent talking about what it would take to write a winning offer in today's inventory-starved market. And then it happened. They met their dream home face-to-face Saturday afternoon and wrote an offer $15,000 over asking, accompanied by an Accunet property-specific pre-approval letter that guaranteed they could make good on that offer without selling their existing home first and without requiring an appraisal. That's right, no appraisal required, which both the listing agent and seller loved. I can't promise your very first offer will be accepted like Russ and Julie's, but I will promise Accunet can help you and your agent craft the most attractive offer possible. Hey, don't settle for a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval. Get started with your rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ. Greg in for John, and it's Wednesday. That means time to talk about all the great things happening in the state of Wisconsin with Wisconsin Travel Secretariat's Ann Sayers. Hello, Ann.
Hello, nice to be here.
We're getting our first hints of fall, right? Pumpkin spice season. People are buying mums. Here we go. The leaves are starting to turn a little bit, at least where I live, and we are approaching that season. One of the best in Wisconsin.
It is, and you know, it's a really great time to go camping, so you can kind of enjoy the best of all of it, bonfires and crunching leaves. And today we're going to talk a little bit about some places to go for camping.
Yeah, so many great places to do it, I'm sure, in the state of Wisconsin. Where are some of the best places to see colors? I'm talking specifically in Grant County.
Yeah, I have a great idea for you. It's at the confluence of the Wisconsin and the Mississippi River. It is one of the most stunning destinations for fall camping, and that's Wyalusing State Park. It's situated on the edge of these 500-foot bluffs, and the park provides the ideal setting for taking in the autumn leaves. There's a trail, the Old Immigrant Trail, that you can follow along the cliffside for challenging and stunning hikes. There's an easily accessible lookout point for platforms platforms with uninterrupted views of the river valley. It's just like washed in color in the fall. You can fill your downtime between sightseeing on the volleyball, tennis, and basketball courts they have there at the state park. And it's just minutes outside of Prairie du Chien, so you could swing by the historic Villa Louis property. This is a sprawling Mississippi Riverside mansion that's built in the Victorian era. You got to see that. And I always recommend picking up lunch at Simply Cafe while you're there. They've got great sandwiches, soups, salads, and desserts.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception, Ann, that Wisconsin is primarily flat, but you're talking about it in Prairie du Chien, so southwest. You've got these beautiful bluffs. Obviously, in La Crosse area, you've got these beautiful bluffs. You can get some breathtaking scenery.
500-foot bluffs are no joke.
No, not at all. That is cool stuff. So that is out in Grant County. Let's bring us back closer to the Milwaukee area, Ozaukee County. What's happening at Lake Michigan and Harrington Beach State Park?
Oh, this is like a favorite for everyone. Refreshing lake breeze on a camping trip to Harrington Beach State Park. The property stretches for more than a mile along the Lake Michigan coastline near the village of Belgium. You can stroll along the beach, take in the blues of the water right next to the palette of colors on the shoreline of the trees there. Then you can loop around Quarry Lake on a mile-long trail, which is actually accessible for wheelchair users. And the trail is one of several ways Harrington Beach State Park welcomes visitors of varying abilities. They also have an accessible campsite, cabin, playground, fishing pier, and a beach wheelchair for visitors to use. I love that. And you can add a cultural component to your trip by visiting the Luxembourg American Cultural Center. The village of Belgium has a deep connection to the small European Duchy of Luxembourg, as many of its residents emigrated from there. So you can learn more about this connection at the Roots and Leaves Museum. The exhibits tell the past and present of Luxembourg, the immigration stories of Luxembourg Americans, and the relationship between the two countries. I think this is such a cool thing. So you got to check it out. The museum's open in the fall, Wednesday through Friday, and the first Saturday of each month.
Well, I love that you can stroll along the beach, right? Still get some of that beach vibe. But then if you want to go, a little bit more inland from the beach, you got this Quarry Lake Trail, which is, more of the fall feel, I guess, in those crunching leaves. So you get the best of both worlds right in one area.
Exactly. And you can throw in a little cultural element in that area of the state. There's also some arts that you can check out. You can really build out a great trip.
My favorite time to hike is fall. No doubt about that.
Same with you.
Tranquility in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest. This is Taylor County, so it might be a bit of a hike for some of our listeners and fans, but well worth it.
Worth it, yes. A spectacular canvas of hues transforms this entire area. You can stay at one of the several campsites surrounding the Mondo flowage within the National Forest. Spearhead Point Recreation Area accommodates tents and trailers for camping. It sits on a peninsula within the Mondo flowage. Several campsites even come with a small dock. Sounds amazing. Check out the tent-only Picnic Point Recreation Area campground for a tranquil experience. Pine trees tower over those 4 campsites, and the water source for the campground is a nearby glacial spring that provides refreshing, cool water. For the nights you don't feel like cooking over the campfire, which is kind of me all the time, head to the Mondo Dam Lodge. The restaurant is located within the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest, right on the flowage, and they've got burgers. They're ground in-house daily. They've also got walleye and cod specials on Fridays, and it's right there on the water's edge.
So is there a pretty decent blend of traditional camping, right? Throw the tent out, get that whole thing done, and then what I like, walls and running water?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, trailers all the way up to cabins, all the way up to hotels and resorts. We've kind of got it all for whatever it is you are looking for.
Well,
and I hear people on all sides of this argument.
Well, and I get it. So we spent a weekend in Warrens around Labor Day weekend, right? So it's this Jellystone campground area, and a lot of people camp in tents. There's some beautiful campers and mobile homes that show up, and they've upgraded all of their facilities with regard to what they rent. And they used to have kind of like, I don't know, little mobile homes that you could rent. Well, now they've got these beautiful, like, little log cabins that you rent. So they've really upgraded. That's my kind of camping because I don't feel like I'm spending money to lower my quality of living. That's usually my only issue with camping. I like walls. I like running water, and I like the ability to make a pizza if I'd like.
You do you. I like that you know what you want. That's great.
But there's so many ways to do it in the state of Wisconsin. I mean, we've kind of cross-sectioned the entire state here, and there's so much more to do. But we can all agree fall is a great time. The air just feels a little more crisp and clean.
Yeah.
The water looks a little more glistening. You've got that crunch of the leaves and the beautiful fall color. It is such a great time of year in our state.
I love it so much. And I can't get over this, being able to drink out of the glacial spring in the Chequamegon National Forest.
Hey, that is
so
incredible.
Cool.
That is absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. Now, when you're doing this, are you a hot coffee kind of person, or are you a cold coffee kind of person?
Hot coffee. I don't even know why people ask.
As I'm drinking like an iced whatever the heck I created this morning. I'm all ice all the time. It could be 4 degrees outside. I'm an iced coffee person. I do like that when I'm hiking around, though, a nice little cup of coffee.
Over at campfire in the morning. Oh, nothing better.
Okay.
Nothing better than campfire coffee.
You're not going to cook over that campfire, but you will enjoy a coffee sitting by the campfire.
Yes, you got it. Yeah, I think we're clear.
Got it. We are learning a lot about each other. Very, very cool stuff. If you want more information of all the great places that Ann identified, visit travelwisconsin.com. Get out and enjoy the fall in the state of Wisconsin. Thank you so much, Ann.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, we'll talk to you again next week. Travel Wisconsin on Wisconsin's Afternoon News is sponsored by travelwisconsin.com.
This message is for the person who always gets asked to make the plans, the person others always go to for restaurant recommendations. Next time, you're the one expected to plan the next team outing or girls' night out. Let Milwaukee or Chicago Food and City Tours make those plans for you. Don't worry, you can still take the credit, but we'll handle the planning and make sure that everyone, including you, has a delicious time. You set the date, we'll handle the rest at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com or ChicagoFoodTours.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, winter is right around the corner. Get your house ready before the cold hits. WTMJ's Jeff Wagner here for Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase, brought to you by senior real estate specialists Bruce and Jean Nemovitz, Hair Construction, Current Electric, Outdoor Living Unlimited, and Kohler Services. Join us every week to discuss ways to weatherproof your home here on News Radio 620 WTMJ. If you can't catch us live, visit Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase under Features on WTMJ.com.
John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Challenges in the economy? You bet, and it never seems to end. If you're looking for a steady hand during times like these, you'll get it with Annex Wealth Management. It's time to have an investment and retirement plan that's well-crafted, efficient, and focused on your goals. Annex works to help you get to the retirement you desire and you deserve. Annex is a fiduciary all of the time, not just some of the time. They're required to operate in your best interest. That means no commission products. They don't sell a thing. Their job is to provide excellence when it comes to investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate planning. Annex is a local, independent firm with a focus on helping you achieve the retirement that you should get. Start the conversation with Annex. It only takes a couple of minutes, I know. I did this years ago. I checked out AnnexWealth.com and clicked the Get Started button. Michelle and I have never been better taken care of. That's Annex Wealth Management. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. That's Annex Wealth Management. AnnexWealth.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
.449, let's grab Debbie Laska and a look at the roads. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. All right, eastbound on 94, really hitting the brakes from before Highway 100 to 68th Street, where you will find an accident blocking the right lane. So be prepared for that. Backups all the way through the zoo, pretty much in all directions as well. So that's going to be nasty. The northbound side of 894, slowing down from before Greenfield Avenue all the way up past Swan Boulevard. The southbound side is heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way to Mayfair Road. And northbound on 43, going to be slow out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. At least that accident at Locust is gone. Southbound side still seeing some pockets of heavy traffic from Hampton Avenue all the way down to about Locust. And don't forget, you can help out your fellow commuters. You can report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Clear and cool tonight, a low of 45 inland. Gorgeous Thursday on tap, sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Put it on repeat for Friday, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 80. 64 degrees in Milwaukee at 450. Interesting story broken today by our friends at the Milwaukee Business Journal with regard to an incredible development opportunity and project. $400 million investment at Mayfair Mall over the next 12 years. To help walk us through it, we welcome in the editor of the Milwaukee Business Journal and a fine American. It's Mark Cass. Hello, Mark. Oh, wait, I thought you said you'd done this before. You have to turn your mic on.
How do you do that? It's a little button here.
There it is.
There we go. Always great to be here. Where's John? Is he still gone? He's still on
Finland
vacation
or something. Yeah, somewhere.
Oh, my God. How's this place even running without John? He always told me he was the man who ran this show here. So I guess not.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Just a hired gun. That's all we're trying to do here. It's a very interesting story, Mark, and I think it speaks to where development is going with regards to that whole idea of live, work, play, shop, like you do it all in one area.
Yeah.
But for standard and traditional malls, it's a little easier said than done. But Mayfair Mall's got an idea here with some local developers.
Really 900 apartments, all around the mall area there, right near the open store. And what it does, Greg, is that it just creates traffic. It kind of creates your own kind of customer base. You have them living there. They can work in the area. They can shop in the area. They can eat in the area. And there's this whole trend we're seeing throughout the region of malls changing. Think what's going on. Think about Glendale. Think about what's going on down in Greendale at Southridge. Think what's going on out in Brookfield. They're all changing. There is no more traditional mall. Malls, all of us go online and shop, right? It's so easy. Why do you shop at a mall anymore? Well, because there's other things there. So it's a matter of trying to make them really kind of the multi-use, so that you have to. I mean, if I live there, I can just walk across the parking lot and shop. Now, I'm a little worried about this one because it's actually right next to Nordstrom. So I'm hoping people like my wife aren't going to notice that and want to live there all the time. But on the other hand, maybe you guys will live next to Nordstrom. It'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
It would be definitely.
Denise is thinking, what about that charge card? How would you do living next to Nordstrom?
And I do have a Nordstrom account. It would be pretty dangerous. Now, here's the thing, though, and that's to me the most important component of all this. People want close proximity to everything. Yep. We gained that appreciation during the pandemic of just, not having to commute, not having to drive distance. So I love this. And also, I love the fact that anytime you see cranes in the sky, to me, it's an indicator that our communities are growing. Yep. And that's, to me, more job opportunities, obviously, which people want to have when they're living and thriving. So I'm all for this. I'm excited. And I love how people keep coming to Milwaukee to develop.
Yeah, and here's a case where you had a mall that's been kind of our leading mall for years.
Yes,
but now realizes what's going on and is being kind of active on this site, seeing what's going on, and having those people live there, doing other things on the property. Obviously they added a hotel years ago, but kind of look at what other malls have done in the region. Kind of the same thing. They've added movie theaters. They've added Whirly Ball. They've added hotels. They're just making it more mixed use so that you're not only there to shop. It's really kind of driving their traffic.
One thing about the malls, I think mainly Brookfield Square in the area that I grew up in, and we'd frequently go to Mayfair, but it always seemed ripe for expansion. I mean, these are massive properties. I mean, absolutely
big parking lots.
Massive
Lots
properties.
of concrete, right? Big parking lots.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So here it's not going to be here. I mean, really going to be all of the housing is going to be there. So they're really trying to use the space better to have more of these people throughout the area, more of their customers on the grounds, and making it easy to get there. Because we've seen so much growth of housing in the area, and Wauwatosa is one of the hottest communities in the region. Think about all the apartments that are being built already in Wauwatosa. Now you add in all the 900 here, you add in stuff that's going on at the collection, you add in stuff that's going on really throughout kind of Wauwatosa. It's become one of the hottest areas in the region. So I think this is really good for them long term. What's interesting to me, though, is, you have all these apartments here. You have all these apartments right here in the heart of the city. Oak Creek, there's a lot of housing that's being built. At some point, we're not adding enough to actually kind of live in all this housing. What's going to happen? To me, it's the older units. It's the older buildings that are going to have to step up their game. And we're already seeing it with some incentives. This is really going to help some of the residents in the area who are trying to have housing. You're going to see free rent coming up. You're going to see other things kind of thrown on the table to try and compete because there's so much housing under construction that it's going to help.
We got to have all this housing for all the babies that were made during the pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did this conversation go quick, Jeff?
Seriously, they're looking at the future. They're like, okay, so if we do, because remember, the baby boomers got outnumbered by the millennials.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people. Think about how many people that you knew during the pandemic that either got pregnant or pregnant now or just had a baby.
Yeah.
We put in a beverage fridge and I bought a smoker. And that's about all we did.
He lives in Sussex.
Sure.
Right, they're not doing anything out there in Sussex. Right.
Tons of people going on out there. So no, it's, I just think the way we live has changed. Kind of as you said. I mean, I live downtown. I mean, I'm very upfront about that. I love the fact. I mean, I walked over here today. I'll walk back home now. I'll walk over here again for the night market.
Mark gets up, y'all. He gets up early.
And to me, that's a nice lifestyle. And there are more and more kind of older people like me, I'll say that. And there's more kind of younger people like you two who really want to walk around, who want to live where they work, who want to live where they play.
So, Mark, you think I'm younger?
Oh, yeah.
So am I going to get 40 under 40 this year? As a +7?
We're going to put that in the bin. We're going to put that in the bin for consideration.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
How about 50 under 50?
Now, Greg was 40 under 40, but I think that was in the 90s. I'm not sure.
It might have been, yes. I don't recall. So many moons ago. This is a pretty cool story. Follow it in the Milwaukee Business Journal. It's a phased project over 12 years, a reconfiguration of Mayfair Mall to try and keep the mall afloat. They believe they need some sort of housing development, and it will be there right on site as part of this $400 million apartment development. Really interesting stuff. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you joining us.
Always good to be here. Hope to see you guys outside at Night Market later. Well, it's going to be great in the heart of the city.
Nice
Love
evening
it.
for
Thank
it.
you
as
so
well.
much,
Perfect
Mark.
evening for it.
4:56 on WTMJ. Business headlines from the Business Journal coming up in a moment.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love my dogs, Bella and Baxter, an important part of our family. They're kind of like kids sometimes, and like kids, they weren't always listening, but I've got it figured out now. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. They don't bark as much. They just listen better. They're happy, confident, obedient. Our house is a better house. Sit Means Sit Dog Training turned it around for us. Let them do the same for you. You can start with a free consultation. The website is sitmeanssitwaukesha.com. Sitmeanssitwaukesha.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is coming up, and we're getting ready. This is a great way to get involved in the community and support the 120,000 Wisconsinites living with Alzheimer's and other dementia, and the 191,000 caregivers. Learn more about the event and register your team at alz.org/walk. Join us at the Milwaukee Walk to End Alzheimer's on September 17th.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Generac Power Systems announces a new plant in Beaver Dam that will employ up to 400 people. Construction expected to start later this year on the factory that will make industrial generators. A contingent of area business executives gather in Washington, D.C. for the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce Milwaukee Night. They network with elected officials and hear updates on the Republican convention in Milwaukee. Toya Washington is back in the TV news business, but not on the air. Former Channel 12 anchor joins Morgan Murphy Media of Madison as a coach and mentor. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Business headlines sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service, luxurious accommodations, and an unmatched standard for excellence. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at Mason Street Grill and Cafe at the Pfister. Pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations at thepfisterhotel.com.
To the best crew in baseball, this is for you. Join Brewers Fan Appreciation Weekend September 15th through the 17th. As a special thank you, enjoy buy one, get one beer on Friday the 15th. Gate giveaways all weekend, including 2024 Brewers ticket vouchers and a Fan Appreciation Night William Contreras bobblehead giveaway on Saturday the 16th. Grab your seats at brewers.com/fan appreciation.
Nature Valley welcomes you to Camp Classic, where all you need is a Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bar. Are you a cautious cruncher, or do you throw crumbs to the wind? Grab an Oats and Honey Crunchy Bar to find out.
There's a free one-day collection for household chemicals this Saturday. Go to Wauwatosa City Hall's parking lot from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make your home safer and help keep chemicals out of our rivers and Lake Michigan. Visit MMSD.com for all the details. Milwaukee County residents only, no businesses.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Craig Timber in Milwaukee is underway. And with a little bit of this.
Smoked out to left center field. Back goes Bellinger. Up into the stands. Yelich leads.
And a little bit of that.
In the air. Right center field. Weimer back. So is Frelick jumping and making
the Brewers look to keep the good times rolling as they set their hooks on the Marlins in the Brew City. Our Milwaukee-Miami radio coverage gets underway beginning at 6 o'clock tonight. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Greg Mansick. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, impeach or not impeach? Ask the experts.
I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, living at the mall.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we had that earlier accident eastbound 94 at 68th Street. That has been taken off the freeway. Still seeing delays, though, coming in from Waukesha County all the way to about 76th. Westbound's going to be slow out of the Marquette through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 43, Brown Deer Road to the Marquette. You're looking at an 18-minute ride there with another 11 to get from downtown to Layton Avenue once you make it through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Nice and comfortable temps tonight. It's going to be in the 40s for the first time since June. Down to 45 inland, believe it or not. Nice, comfortable weather. Beautiful night and day tomorrow with a high of 75. Sunny skies on Friday with a high of 80. 64 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is asking for insight from former justices about a possible impeachment of State Supreme Court Justice Janet Protasiewicz.
The Assembly Speaker tells Wisconsin Eye he will not rule out impeachment. This after Governor Evers vowed to reject a new, what he called bogus, GOP proposal to have maps drawn by a nonpartisan group.
I asked former members of the court to do a review and an analysis of the process.
Vos wants Protasiewicz to recuse herself from any lawsuits involving legislative maps because of comments she made during the campaign. What does he expect from this panel of judges?
I do believe we'll have something back in the next week or two.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
A $400 million investment at Mayfair Mall over the next 12 years would create 4 15 to 19-story apartment towers at the site.
According to the Milwaukee Business Journal, the city of Wauwatosa would provide nearly $58 million in city tax incremental financing to support the first of the 4 new apartment buildings. The project has been touted by Wauwatosa officials as a way to shore up the Mayfair Mall location with the addition of nearby residents who could shop there. The first phase could break ground in the first half of 2025 and would take about 36 months to fully complete. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, tonight is the world premiere of an original music based on a true crime story in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Repertory Theater and Artistic Director Mark Clements tells WTMJ Conversations about creating Run, Bambi, Run based on Laurencia Bambi Bembenik's story.
Creating a musical, and probably a rock musical, is about the hardest thing you do in the theater. The music is unknown. The story is based on a true story with facts. We will be presenting facts. So some of it's supposition. What might have happened is drama. But most of the hardcore facts. And we're making an opinion on actual evidence.
Well, tonight's show starts at 7:30 on the Quadracci Powerhouse stage.
The first place Brewers are a season-high 18 games above 500. They're back on the home field tonight for Game 3 of a 4-game series against the Marlins. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news here on WTMJ. And Packers running back Aaron Jones not practicing today. He's got a hamstring strain.
And volleyball at Fiserv Forum. Marquette taking on top-ranked UW-Madison tonight at 7. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 5:04.
Looking to do something new with your savings? Get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.15% annual percentage yield. Whatever you're saving for, Old National is here to put your money to work today. Earn 5.15% APY with our 9-month introductory money market offer valid through September 30th, 2023. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 out on deposit at Old National as of July 31st, 2023 within 15 days of account opening. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has once again been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all our loyal customers who voted for us, thank you. And to all who haven't been here yet, we know we have a treasure or two that will intrigue you. And at thrift store prices, you know you're going to get a great deal. And at the same time, you'll be helping us help others. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzek.
There's a phrase commonly used in sports that I despised. Perhaps you've heard it. Perhaps you've used it. Peaking too early. It's a phrase fans use to knock another team's ability to sustain success, and one you'll likely hear used between now and the end of baseball's regular season. Brewers ace Corbin Burnes was named National League Pitcher of the Month for July. Teammate Freddie Peralta earned the same award in August. Brandon Woodruff has allowed just 3 earned runs in his last 4 starts. Are they peaking too early? No, they're just good. The Brewers are the only team in baseball where one of 3 pitchers could make a case to take the mound for Game 1 of a playoff series. The Brewers' record post-trade deadline, 24-13. They're averaging nearly 5.5 runs scored per game in the process. Is the offense peaking too early? Well, answering yes to that question suggests you have no confidence in the Brewers' ability to produce runs in October. The Brewers aren't lucky to be atop the NL Central. The Brewers aren't riding 1 or 2 players into the final weeks of the season this season. The Brewers have dominated the NL Central and the opponents within the division. They're one of 5 teams in the National League with a record above 500 on the home field and on the road. The Brewers are also 18 games above 500. But don't confuse their record with the misguided idea of a team peaking too early. Look at the Brewers as a team that improved the roster at the trade deadline, got healthy, and has been at or near the top of the division all season long. Extra Points is sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
I'm Randy Miller.
No, you're not. I'm Randy Miller, owner of All Right Home and Remodeling.
I'm DJ.
Someday you might be the owner of All Right.
Like you and Daddy?
You'll have to learn that our family business is about more than just our family.
Do it right, call All Right.
Yes, but doing things right also means giving back.
When you want it all right, you call All Right. All Right. So many miles away.
Let's face it, selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showing your home to strangers, the months it takes to get to closing. And then what do you do with the 20 years of belongings you've accumulated? There's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will give you a no-obligation, fair cash offer and close on the day you choose. We buy your home completely as is, no repairs whatsoever. Take the belongings you want and leave the stress and the mess to us. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Upgrade and transform your current bathroom space with Sidex Window Siding and Bath. The best in the business is Sidex. Free shower door upgrade when you mention WTMJ or John Mercure. They're doing our project. Old tub shower is out. New, beautiful, state-of-the-art walk-in shower is going in as we speak. Seasoned design consultants with 30 years of experience, family-owned since 1988. As a matter of fact, Joe is honoring his dad's legacy with top-tier products and expert craftsmen. It's Sidex, the best in the business. It's Sidex.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
We want to decrease your pain as fast as possible. When we inject our powerful, FDA-approved anti-inflammatory and cushioning medicine precisely guided to the root of your pain, in most cases, relief in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees is a reality. For those who go through our entire process, we can very much control and reduce your pain while increasing your quality of life. Thousands of Rejuvenex patients maintain their pain relief with semi-annual to annual treatments, proven to reduce inflammation, to make pain a lot more bearable. Some providers may charge up to $8,000 for similar treatments. At Rejuvenex, because we're in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, your out-of-pocket expense could be as low as $400 or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
Joined by Denise Thomas for 101.7 The Truth.
Hello, Greg.
Welcome in, Denise. Great to see you. If
Always
you're
great to see you.
Following us along, you can watch the program live. Just go to WTMJ.com. Take your pick there. Listen live or watch live. If you watch live, you will be able to soak in Denise's radiance today. If you're just listening live, you'll have to picture it for yourself, but the smile pops right through the microphone.
Well, Greg, thank you. My question is this, because remember, you used to hear that phrase, you have a face for radio?
Yes. Yeah, I get it all the time.
No, you don't. But here's the thing. I like to wear hoodies and sweatshirts.
You're right.
You know, have my radio gear on. Now that there's this thing called streaming live, I have to look halfway professional.
I know. It's like when you walk into the studio, you're sort of on the show. Whether the microphone's on or not, you're kind of on the show.
Y'all don't watch me live right now. Just pretend it's 1982.
Okay, so I had my lunch today, and I went out to our food market. That's part of the beauty of working here at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
Yes.
There are so many food options, and if you forget a condiment, you could probably go find it.
Yes.
Out in the market hall. So I came in today with a little leftover, some chicken and some rice, and I like soy sauce on my rice. Just one of those things. Well, right outside the door here, and just down in the market hall, there's a place that has sushi, spring rolls, poke bowls. It's delicious, called Kawa. And right on their counter in the front, they've got chopsticks at every little sort of seated station. They've got a little thing of soy sauce as well, in like a mini little teapot, for lack of a better term. So I didn't bring any packages of soy sauce with me. We didn't have any at home, and we were out.
The plot
strangely.
thickening.
So I was like, well, I'll just get some at work. So I walked out, and they were kind of busy. It was about 12:30 or so, and it looked like there was a little line. I was like, well, I don't want to just wait and ask for a couple soy sauce packets. So I went to the counter where they have the little teapot of soy sauce, and I poured a little bit over my heated up chicken and rice. So then I came back in, and my friend Tony Smith was holding the door. He's like, what did you just do? I was like, I grabbed some soy sauce from the counter. He said, you just stole the soy sauce.
That's so Tony.
I was like, I didn't steal the soy sauce.
Tony and I worked together this morning. Tony is that pessimist, half glass empty. But go ahead, continue.
He's like, you can't just do that. I was like, it's sitting right there. I'm like, so it wouldn't be stealing if I would have ordered something. I've ordered from there before. Or how about if I would have just stood in line and said, hey, could I please have a soy sauce packet? I forgot mine. It was my original intention. And they would have happily given me a soy sauce packet, I'm sure.
What would Tony have had you do in that situation? What would he have done?
He goes, he said this. He's like, when I order something from there, they ask if I want sweet sour sauce, and I say yes, and they say it'll cost me an extra $1. I was like, well, that's not soy sauce. Right? They're giving you the packets of soy sauce.
Yes.
And it's what Chinese restaurants do. They give you the soy sauce. It's in a big bucket. You just take all the soy sauce you need.
I can't imagine with everything that is going on in our world today that you're going to receive any type of subpoena or invoice.
Well, I'm trying to come out and be honest, right?
So what are you going to do? You're going to go tomorrow and say, I took you were very busy. Are you going to address this tomorrow?
No, not at all. I'm addressing it on the air.
Okay.
To see if I'm going to be publicly shamed. Did I steal soy sauce?
I can't wait to hear.
I took it without
from listeners.
asking.
I'm going to say, you earned it. You're a good citizen. You're a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. You're a good person. I'm sure you've done many generous things for people. So just think of it as just a return on your investment of being a good person.
Have you ever been to a Chinese or Japanese restaurant where you have to pay for the soy sauce that you take. There's all those packets, right? You go pick up your whatever from the Great Wall, the whatever the restaurant is you like to get for Chinese takeout.
No, but I know a lot of businesses are now
baskets full of
charging you
stuff.
for bags. They're saying, oh, do you have your own bag? Nope. Okay, that'll be 5 cents or 10 cents. So I think eventually you should do what you did yesterday or today, because sooner or later they are going to charge and they won't have condiments out. Even like certain coffee places I go to, they now used to have, the cups and the honey. All that's now behind the counter. I guess because of people like you that.
Well, you're right.
I'm
So
just
this
kidding.
is right out in front of you, right? I mean, it was right. It's on the counter in front where people would sit and dine, and they would
Yes.
happily use as much as they want. I had a little drizzle over my rice, and it was delicious.
Hey,
I feel like I should record a segment tomorrow. I walk out there and say, "Hey, I did something yesterday. I want to get your thoughts on it." Perhaps I'll end
That
up
would
in
be
jail. I
interesting.
don't know, but
what if they say, like, you're under arrest? We're calling the police. You stole 2 soy sauces.
I will
from-
gladly give them $1. Right? I will happily give them $1.
$1 for 2.
Well, it wasn't even packets. It was just a little. I don't know. It was like a little. It was like a Dixie cup, and I just poured a little bit on my rice.
Greg, as a business owner, you're good.
Okay.
Sleep well tonight.
Okay, I feel pretty good about
Yeah.
the overall. It was delicious.
Sleep well.
Tasty good.
You're okay.
Tony put a little bit of doubt in my
That's
mind.
Tony. See, I'm going to talk to Tony tomorrow because he was on the show this morning giving me a hard time about being a stickler for being punctual. I don't
Okay.
like people who are not on. I mean, not say it that way. It just bothers me when people are constantly, habitually, consistently tardy.
We have a texter in the text line saying you're failing to address the issue that you didn't buy anything from there. Well, you may not have heard the start of the segment when I said I brought my lunch out there. I did not buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
I have purchased food from there before, and they have always very happily, after purchase, given me soy sauce. My contention is that even though I did not purchase anything this time around, if I had gone to the counter and asked for a soy sauce packet, it would have been handed to me for no questions asked and no money.
Do they know you?
I think enough.
Oh,
just
well, then
being around
you're
here,
really super good.
right? Like
Yeah.
I don't think there'd be any issue. Like, the heck was that? What did that dude
Are
just
you
do?
struggling with this? Because again, you can easily just go out there and say, you know what, this morning I borrowed without asking some soy sauce.
Okay.
And I want to give you this $1 so that I can feel better about myself.
Well, the soy sauce ain't going back. That's for sure.
Well, no. But if that's what you need to do, go for it. But I honestly don't think you should lose any sleep about that. I really don't.
We will have a follow-up to the story in tomorrow's program. I can assure you that. It is 5:16 on WTMJ.
Had a rough week? Not to worry. Relax and join Jeff Wagner every Friday at 2:35 for Pop Culture Corner. Brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Come tell us the best of the best in pop culture, and you could win a prize package from Palermo's.
When it comes to music, who is your GOAT? Greatest of all time? What is, in your opinion, that one movie sequel that was just a bridge too far?
It's Wagner's Pop Culture Corner. Fridays at 2:35 on WTMJ.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forgive commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Froedtert and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network. If you've been diagnosed with cancer or a loved one has cancer, you know how overwhelming it can be. There are important decisions to be made, including where to get treatment and what treatment is best for you. You might wonder about the value of getting a second opinion on cancer. Well, Dr. Carrie Peterson, a colorectal surgeon with the Froedtert and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network, is here to help us sort it out. Dr. Peterson, first of all, thanks for being with us. What can a person expect from a cancer second opinion with the Froedtert and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network?
Jeff, thanks so much for inviting me today. Really appreciate it. First, our doctors will review your medical records and then meet with you, perhaps do another exam, and they'll talk to you about the different treatment options that are available. The goal is to put your priorities and goals in perspective with what the different treatment options are that are available. In that way, patients can have all of the information that they can use to make a decision that's best for them. The feeling of being overwhelmed and lots of anxiety is incredibly common among cancer patients.
Dr. Peterson, when's the right time to get a cancer second opinion?
Well, ideally, it would be great if you could get it before you started treatment, but sometimes that's just not possible. Getting it done at any time during your treatment is always an option. So if you are ever having some questions about your treatment plan or wondering if there's something else out there, or if you've been told that there are no other options, those are great times to think about a second opinion.
Should patients ever be afraid of asking questions, doctor?
Absolutely not. I encourage patients to have questions. You should always be able to ask any question of your physician. And so especially if you come for a cancer second opinion, bring a list of questions along with you, because I find that that is a great way to be sure that we address all of the needs.
Dr. Peterson, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting freighter.com/cancer.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Help fellow commuters. See an accident? Call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event.
5:20 on WTMJ. Debbie's got to look at the traffic. Debbie, did I steal soy sauce? Was I out of bounds?
Well, how much did you steal?
I would say I would call it a drizzle.
You didn't even steal like a whole handful of packets or anything?
No, it would have equated to, I think it would have equated to a packet of soy sauce.
No, dude, you're fine.
See, told you.
Mixed results here on the text line. Mixed results.
Mixed results? Okay.
All right.
Let's remove steal. Let's just remove that from our narrative, because I don't think that helps.
Yeah.
Good call. How are the roads looking here at 520?
A little bit on the slow side. Eastbound is going to be backed up, 94 that is, from the zoo pretty much all the way to about Hawley Road. On the westbound side, slow out of the Marquette all the way through the stadium. We've got northbound 43 slowing from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to about Keefe. The southbound side hitting the brakes just south of Silver Spring all the way down to about Locust. And southbound 41 heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Mayfair Road. The northbound is heavy out of the zoo up to Swan Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Going to be a very nice evening this evening. Cool, however, with lows in the 40s for the first time since the month of June, believe it or not. You're experiencing downtown Milwaukee's night market. Expect clear skies with temperatures somewhere in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, beautiful, 75 inland. Friday, beautiful, 80 inland under sunny skies on both days. It is 63 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:21. Greg Matzik in for John the rest of this week and all of next week, as a matter of fact, as he is off and running on his Scandinavian trip. He is, Finland, Iceland, anything with the Lind in it. He is visiting. Denise Thomas joining us. Truth Be Told is her show.
Hello.
Weekday mornings on 101.7 The Truth. So it's you and Telly Hughes.
Yes.
Right?
It's very exciting. We have fun because we know that for the majority of Americans, waking up and getting your day started, it requires a lot. You may have to get your kids ready for school. You just want to start your day on a positive note. So, yes, we do cover news at both the local, state, and national level. More importantly, we make sure we start your morning off with some good fun, some entertaining fun. And we do talk about some difficult topics as well. But for me, there's enough negative news. So starting your day off is very important, and we appreciate y'all listening to us. It's been a great, we started in April. We premiered on April 3rd. And we also obviously love the partnership with TMJ 620. So let's keep it going. Y'all tune in. Let me know how we're doing, because it's not easy for me to get up in the morning, Greg.
Yeah, I was going to ask you,
person.
right? It's just it's the thing, right? I think morning radio is different. I think morning TV might be a little more challenging because you can't just roll out and put the hoodie on and just kind of get to work and get through your morning and then worry about the other stuff later. TV, you got to be a little more polished right away.
Yes.
But nonetheless, you still have what alarm clock going off?
Oh, it goes off at 5:30. I hit snooze about 2 times, Greg. By the time it's around 5:50ish, I'm getting. I mean, I probably shouldn't say this from a hygiene standpoint. I do the bare minimum.
Right.
I brush my teeth, make sure as a lady that I'm, but I do the bare minimum because I'm just not a morning person. I'm becoming one now, obviously. And now I find myself ready to go to bed by 9 o'clock, which I used to be a 1 a.m. person. Like, I'm up. I am now officially, y'all, I'm part of the 9 p.m. club. Have you heard of the 9 p.m. club?
Very familiar, yes.
Yes. And that's also entails when someone says, hey, would you like to grab dinner? Sure. What time? 8 o'clock. Oh, no. I'm part of the 9 p.m. club. We need to start dinner. I'm like with the senior citizens, like around 6:30 or 7, because my mom and dad, they're like, anything past 6:30, it's going to be a no for them. And I'm finding myself becoming more and more a part of that club.
Yeah, there's something that happens. So in your 20s, it's like, where are we going? Let's go out. I'm going out. Somebody calls you and says, you want to go out? You say yes before you even know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm in. Where are we going? We could be driving 300 miles. Done.
Let's do it.
Let's have some fun. Something happens maybe in, I don't know if it's mid-30s, maybe when I turn 40, right, friend wants to go out, and then you start going through the process. Like, is it going to be a late night?
Mm-hmm.
Will it be crowded?
Oh, like, is there a way that I could sneak out early? Remember when we were growing up, we wanted to sneak out to go to the party?
Right. Now you want to leave the party?
Now I'm looking to sneak out to leave the party.
Right, which brings me to my final retort. Can I drive separate? Right, where you just kind of go on your own and like, we don't need to all go together. I'll meet you there. That way I can control my entry and my exit.
Yes.
I can be on my own terms. Because now, instead of not caring where you go, you want to know if it's crowded, if it's loud, and if you can just kind of have your own schedule.
Exactly.
I'll be there, looking forward to seeing you, but I'm probably going to duck out about 9:15.
See, that you just articulately, with just eloquence, Greg, you've outlined the rules of engagement of the 9 p.m. club. Now, this is also an indicator. When you start answering things this way, hey, do you want to go out? Sure. What time? 9 a.m.?
You want to grab brunch?
Right. You want to go to breakfast? Sure. That's when you know you're starting to slowly but surely become a member of the 9 p.m. club. And don't resist it. It's okay. It's just embrace it. But I am truly a member. Anything past 9 o'clock, forget about it. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, we went to go see, which I should have said no to begin with, Equalizer 3 with Denzel Washington. And the movie started at 7:45, I thought, but it was really the start of the previews, Greg.
Oh, yeah. It was like 10 after 8.
So it's about 10. And the movie, y'all, if you haven't already seen it, it is 3 hours long. I can't remember past maybe the first hour of the movie. I can't tell you what happened.
Did you fall asleep during the movie?
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness.
Absolutely.
Well, they're making theaters a little too comfortable now, too. So I'll get
chairs.
you off the hook a little bit on that.
Thank you. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Now that didn't you say that out loud?
Way too comfortable.
Reclining heated. Some movie theaters have heated reclining chairs, and they bring the food to you, like good food.
Yeah, it's a different game. It is a different game. But yes, most days I think I'm a part of the 9 p.m. club. I like to extend my evenings till at least 11 on Saturday, maybe Friday as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because
that's the worst day for the 9 p.m. club.
Especially in the fall. Like I like a nice fire pit set up outside. Right, kids are running around.
Now, how old are your kids
have a bourbon
again?
out there. They're 6 and 8.
So what time do they go to bed?
So typically between 8 and 20 after 8 on a school night.
Okay, as a parent of adults now, so my children are 25 and 28. Greg, this is the best advice I can give you. Take advantage of them going to bed early now, because when they enter high school and their social life just amplifies and they're wanting to stay out, you got to stay up. Remember,
I suppose.
You're a member of the 9 p.m. club. This is going to be a challenge. You got to get ready.
Do I get a membership card? I'd like a membership card with some benefits.
Would you like it laminated?
Please. 527 on WTMJ. We'll get to bottom of the hour headlines coming up. Brewers baseball at 6:05.
Now's when the summer heat is working your AC system into overtime. And after this long, it may be on borrowed time. But some of these systems really can't last, especially Armstrong Air Pro Series systems. When your AC system says its final goodbye, think of the man in the red van and the over 60 years of experience that Quality Heating brings to your home. To get your new Armstrong Air Pro Series AC system installed right and right away.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you have over 20 HVAC techs working with you that each have over 20 years of experience, it gives you confidence to be able to go out there and talk reliability, integrity, value, all the things that matter when you hire someone to get the job done right the first time. These words mean everything to us, and we know they mean a lot to you. And that's what you'll get when you hire the man in the red van.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
I'm not exaggerating when I say this. QC Kinetics can change your life. You can live again without that chronic joint pain and without drugs or surgery. Hey, it's Greg Mansick. QC Kinetics is advanced regenerative medicine. They take your body's own concentrated healing properties and put them right into your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue that's causing all of that horrible pain. Patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Finally, a real alternative to the old ways of dealing with pain. And unlike surgery, there is no downtime with QC treatments. If you have constant pain in your knee knees, hips, shoulder, or back, you have to give a call and get a free consultation from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Imagine this fall, moving around pain-free, doing the things you love again, like walking, hiking, and playing with the grandkids. Call QC Kinetics and see how the latest advances in precision regenerative medicine can attack your pain and bring you lasting relief. Now is the best time to get started, and they're right here in Milwaukee. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
Hi, it's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel, inviting you on an unforgettable 2024 adventure. Explore Alaska, Europe, Hawaii, Japan, Egypt, Vietnam, and South Africa by land or river exclusively with Fox World Travel. Our award-winning experts crafted extraordinary itineraries with Insight Vacations, Globus, Avalon Waterways, Uniworld, and Holland America. Follow your wanderlust. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to start your journey. Let's explore the world together.
If you're like me, you always like to add a little something new to the wardrobe. But when money's tight, it makes it harder. And that's why you shop at St. Vincent de Paul for a terrific selection of women's clothing at thrift store prices. Brand names, too, with a selection that's always up to date and looking great. You're going to find something cute at the right price, and you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Your top story: a strike in Michigan could impact Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. A couple pockets of heavy traffic along 94 eastbound. First of all, from Highway 18 out to about Moreland Road, and then back on the brakes as you are crossing the county line all the way through to the stadium interchange. So give yourself a little bit of extra time there. Northbound 894 slowing down from Forest Home all the way out and around. I'm sorry, that's westbound 89. Oh, one more time. Southbound 894 from Greenfield all the way down and around the hill to about Forest Home. That's where it starts to open up. You should be okay heading into the Mitchell interchange then. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mainly clear skies and cool, a low of 54. Tomorrow, sunny and beautiful, a high of 71. It's 65 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, leaders of the United Auto Workers Union are considering targeted strikes against each of Detroit's 3 automakers if they can't reach an agreement by a deadline on Thursday night. In the short term, that'll mean higher prices and limited parts availability locally. Mark Baker co-owns M&M Complete Car Care in Milwaukee. He tells TMJ4 News the impact the strike will have on his business.
We'll go out of business. Not only that, a lot of people that's working will no longer have a job. So it's kind of hard to keep this business going, and these strikes going on, and it's hurting production on parts and things like that.
Union members seeking higher pay, better benefits, and a switch to a 4-day work week. A $400 million investment at Mayfair Mall over the next 12 years would create 4 15 to 19-story apartment towers at the site.
According to the Milwaukee Business Journal, the city of Wauwatosa would provide nearly $58 million in city tax incremental financing to support the first of the 4 new apartment buildings. The project has been touted by Wauwatosa officials as a way to shore up the Mayfair Mall location with the addition of nearby residents who could shop there. The first phase could break ground in the first half of 2025 and would take about 36 months to fully complete. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Volleyball is coming to Fiserv Forum for the first time in the Marquette women's game tonight versus number 1 Wisconsin at 7 p.m. today. It's set to be the most attended women's sports event in Wisconsin history. Marquette senior volleyball player Carson Murray tells TMJ4 News.
So I'm just excited, that we'll be able to put it on a big stage. I think a lot of people think no one really cares about women's sports. In reality, people love women's sport. They love, the community that it builds.
All seats are sold out, a crowd of over 17,000 people expected. Pop star Olivia Rodrigo is coming to Milwaukee. Her Guts World Tour just announced it'll play Fiserv Forum on Saturday, March 16th. Last year, Rodrigo playing to a sold-out rave. The registration for tickets will run until this Sunday. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley, citing Unlimited WTMJ News. Time is 5:34.
News is sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip. Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, drive inspired this fall, winter, and beyond in a new all-wheel drive Mazda car or crossover or a Mazda certified pre-owned model. The SUV season sales event is on with attractive financing and other great offers, comfortably low lease payments, and more. Make Holiday your destination to get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and enjoy their simplified buying approach and exceptional guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State. I'm one of those thousands of fans, and so is this guy.
This is Wisconsin running back Braylon Allen, and I drive Holiday. What I've experienced from this team is honest and genuine care.
It's passionate fans that have earned Holiday top honors as Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer, its #1 Mazda certified pre-owned dealer, and the Badger State's only recipient of the prestigious Mazda President's Club Award. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and online at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Business insurance continues to get more complex. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thanks, Vince. Does your business operate domestically and internationally? R&R Insurance, alongside Assurex Global, provides risk management and business insurance for any industry located anywhere in the world. Together, we have access to specialized, local, and international expertise with our 100-plus partners worldwide. We service locally and reach globally. Can your current agent align resources on the ground in Europe, Asia, Latin America, and North America? Are you confident you're being properly protected?
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
R&R Insurance has been a shareholder in Assurex Global for over 20 years. When you work with R&R and Assurex Global, you can be assured that you're working with a best-in-class global insurance firm. At R&R Insurance, we know domestic and international business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Are you young, hardworking, and sick of living in an overpriced apartment? Or worse yet, your parents' basement? Are you tired of wishing you lived in a bigger place with a backyard for your kids to play? Are you sick of making offers on homes just to watch them slip away? If so, you need to call Speaker Robin Voss at 1-800-362-9472 and thank him for supporting the workforce and senior housing bill package, because help is on the way. In July, $525 million in funding for workforce and senior housing was signed into law, and Speaker Robin Voss's support helped make that happen. These laws will make a difference in putting Wisconsin's housing crisis behind us, developing new housing that Wisconsin's workforce can afford. It's time to thank Speaker Robin Voss. Just like you, everyone wants a backyard too. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Advocacy Fund.
It's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Panoramic CBD. Whether you're looking to reduce anxiety, pain, depression, or just need to relax, Panoramic CBD has the best products for everyone's needs. They farm, process, test, and package their own CBD products, hence the slogan from soil to oil. By overseeing every stage of the process, Panoramic CBD eliminates the middleman, ensuring unmatched quality throughout. To offer you the best CBD products at the best prices for you and your pets. Shop local. Shop Wisconsin. From soil to oil, PanoramicCBD.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
It's going to be chilly tonight. Prepare for that. Lows in the 40s. I don't know. Crank the windows open a little bit, man. That feels nice coming in. Shut the air off. You may need it for later this week. 75 your high tomorrow. It's going to be near 80 inland toward the end of the week. So we are not totally done with summer yet as we welcome in TMJ4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Niz, before we get to the weather, I need to ask you about this water spout thing, like this tornadic activity across Lake Michigan throughout the day. When did this start? Is it done yet? How dangerous is this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks pretty gnarly, right? I mean, first off, so I can say it's gnarly because it wasn't any threat to land. Sometimes water spouts are close enough and the conditions are just right that they do drift on land. And yes, they would officially then be a tornado. But that wasn't the case today. Stayed out over the water. We're entering what I guess I would call like a mini water spout season that we have across the Great Lakes. And one of the main ingredients to get these is you need the water temperature to be warmer than the air temperature. So cool mornings, when we start to get a little convection going, you have some showers out over the lake, and then what happens is the water is warmer than the air, so the air above it warms, and that causes it to rise. Then you get a little bit of shear going. That rising air creates some instability, and then next thing you know, it spins up a water spout. And that's what exactly happened today.
Was it sort of, did multiple develop, or was it just one that we were seeing images of throughout the day?
I don't know 100%, but from what I could tell, it was all the same water spout. Lots of awesome video from the south side of Milwaukee into downtown Racine. Some of the most beautiful shots I saw was like Wind Point, down through North Beach and Zoo Beach in Racine. Just a completely awesome, visible water spout. Sometimes they're, farther away, or they're a little bit like kind of wimpier looking. This one was pretty impressive. I wouldn't want to see like what it would do if a boat happened to encounter it or move on shore. Typically, water spouts have about the same strength as like an EF0 tornado. Very weak, low-end tornadoes. But yes, they can do some damage if they do come on shore. Some water spouts tend to be even stronger. Those usually are the ones that you see down in like Florida.
Wow. This is so interesting.
We were fascinated watching it. Denise and I are just staring at this like, oh, my goodness.
So, Brian, I have one question to ask.
So cool.
I have one question to ask you.
What's it? I'm sorry.
I got one question to ask you, Brian. Because even as a Gen Xer, I'm starting to try to get more in tune with being more conscious of our ecosystem, taking care of the Earth, Mother Earth. Is this related? Climate changing, global warming, is this related?
Yeah, no. I mean, water spouts have been around for a long time. And I would say if there was anything, okay, so let's say if the Lake Michigan water temperature was warmer than usual this time of year, then I think we could start to make that argument. But right now, it's hovering around 70, which is pretty much where we are this time of year. So you get that 70-degree water to interact with these cool mornings, and then you have the right conditions with a little bit of shear, and that should spark it up. I think you do have a good argument if we start to enter more of a year after year, we start to see a trend that Lake Michigan is trending warmer and warmer. But as of right now, that hasn't been the case.
Take us through the next few days, Niz. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice end of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a cool night tonight. I know you guys just mentioned that. We're going to dip down to around 50 in Milwaukee. Inland spots dip into the 40s tonight, maybe even some lower 40s. I think your flowers, your plants are going to be just fine. 71 degrees on Thursday, beautiful. Inland 75. Friday, 80 degrees. Now, Saturday, there is a chance of thunderstorms. Not a washout, but if you have outdoor plans on Saturday, stay up at the forecast. I'm going to be down at the Milkman Stadium, Franklin Field, Tacos and Tequila Festival on Saturday.
That sounds amazing.
It's going to be awesome. The lineup, too, is like hip-hop and rap, like right in my wheelhouse, like early 2000s.
Okay, hold on, Brian. Hold on. You said tacos, tequila, and hip-hop music?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Listen to this lineup. Nelly, Fat Joe, Yin Yang Twins, Petey Pablo, Mike Jones. It's going to be fantastic.
Wait a minute. Where is this?
Franklin Field, where the Milkmen play. I know. I couldn't believe it either.
All those people?
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Brian, I'm going to hit you up after the show.
Right.
I need more.
You're going to have a guest.
You're going to have an uninvited +1.
All right, that sounds great. Let's bring it on.
Good stuff, Niz. We'll check in again tomorrow. Looks like a great finish to the week. Nice and cool temperatures tonight as well. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Yep, take care, guys. Later.
5:43 on WTMJ. Hey, I want to tell you about this. Radon, yeah, you've heard me talk about it for a couple of months here. It's in your home. You need to get it out. The folks at Lifetime Radon Solutions helped us out. Greg Matzik here. The radon levels in our Menominee Falls home way too high. We only built the house 7 years ago, but age of the house does not matter. Radon will find its way into pretty much anywhere. In certain areas in our listening area have higher radon levels naturally than others. So do what we did. Get a little peace of mind. Have Lifetime Radon Solutions come out for a free test of your area. No strings attached. If you do need a mitigation system like we did, they can help you out with that. They do a great job with the installation. Ours took just a few hours, and it looks great. And it's doing the trick, most importantly. Take care of your family and give a call to Lifetime Radon Solutions, or get the process started by visiting them online at lifetimeradon.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, winter is right around the corner. Get your house ready before the cold hits. WTMJ's Jeff Wagner here for Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase, brought to you by senior real estate specialists Bruce and Jean Nemovitz, Hair Construction, Current Electric, Outdoor Living Unlimited, and Kohler Services. Join us every week to discuss ways to weatherproof your home here on News Radio 620 WTMJ. If you can't catch us live, visit Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase under Features on WTMJ.com.
Well-changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Traffic is sponsored by Import Minded on South 27th Street. Get back on the road today. Get your car healthy by bringing it to Import Minded on South 27th. For all your auto repair and service needs, it's Import Minded on South 27th Street.
Eastbound on 94, we are looking at some delays coming in from the zoo interchange all the way through the stadium, so give yourself a little bit of extra time. Right now, it's about a 14-minute ride to get from the zoo into downtown. Southbound 43, still kind of heavy from Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Right now, that is going to end up being 20 minutes from Roundy Road to downtown, with the northbound side at about 15. And then on southbound 41, watch for about a 20-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo, a 6-minute backup. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
All right, he's back. Our celebrity chef friend Adam Pavlik is in studio. He owns and runs Egg and Flour Pasta Bar in Bayview. Celebrity chef, Hell's Kitchen Season 19, Super Chef Grudge Match winner on the Food Network. We liked our segment so much last week, Adam, when we had you in to do the Chicago Dog. We'd have you back again this week. We're going to do it on Thursdays moving forward.
Yep.
But here we go.
Every Thursday, 3:45.
But it is Packers-Falcons week, which means we had to come up with something very Southern for you today. But first of all, the cuisine of the South. When you think Atlanta, Georgia, food, things that people might be able to piece together when watching the games this weekend, what comes to mind?
For me, I think it's all over. I mean, your simple ones are just going to be like your, fried chicken, very Southern comfort food, greens and sausages, stews, gumbos, all that kind of stuff.
You're catering to Denise's needs here.
She's very happy right now.
Say it slower.
But, they do a lot of other things as well. They do healthy food down in the South. It's not all covered in butter and fat and stuff like that. But I like sandwiches, and I think you have a sandwich today.
I do have a sandwich for you today. We'll cool Denise down over there. She's digging the fried chicken idea. Right. So part of my thought process was okay, I couldn't make fried chicken at the studio. There's rules against that. But I wanted to come up with something that would be easy for someone to duplicate at home and would require some